No flash here. It's been used out towards middle. That smoke is going to allow Ralls to just get in front of it and spray on down. He gets a hat-trick of kills before his round is cut short. But never mind. Analele is just going to be holding the line. G2 don't make it out of the apartments. So, quick and easy. You only lose one player. You've got a 4-1 lead already. Sprout. It's going good so far. But they need not get ahead of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big round coming up here. We've got Manesi out on an AWP as well. Yet to register a kill.
Him and Hooksy. Both of them have been on a bit of a slow start. Let's see though. First buy round so far. What we've seen from G2, we saw that A play. That was a bit of a split through mid ramp and XM Palace. We saw the B pop, which didn't really work out that well. We haven't seen a lot of defaults. When obviously with the new man in the team, even though you've played with him before, when he has different responsibilities compared to the previous ones, it could be a little bit easier to play with off-spawn rounds, at least at the start. And this is quite similar. Hunter's been sent towards short. He's so quick. Minute 40, he's already in towards ladder, and Sprout might not be ready for this.
Yeah, the 3 players over towards B at least. 2 of them reside in the apartments, and they've just been forced back because of that Molotov from Hooksy. It's Analele that you're really fear for, but not getting super aggressive. And Sprout, they're happy enough not to play for middle as of right now. And they were considering maybe getting Analele on top of Bricks there, maybe go for a boost, but instead, they're actually going to rotate him away now. As with the lack of information, you really can't call a gamble play at this stage.
Yeah, this is really awkward for Sprout right now. They focused on the bomb sides early on, which worked out in the previous round because they were able to get aggressive towards ramp and find a couple of kills, but now they didn't find anything. And they still have no vision towards middle, which means that this gives a perfect chance to G2 to just group up, execute the B bomb side, and Slime's going to be all alone with the op here.
Slime's dead for sure. Well, it's just about how many he can get, and he stops the first, but Hunter ready with that refrag. Ral's going to be mollied out, and with the amount of control that G2 have, even though it is a 4v4, this could be very difficult to retake. I don't even know if you roll the dice on this one. I think you just call this a day, back away, save, and play out the next round. The money is still decent if you can save at least 3 rifles, but unfortunately for Sprout, so far it's been a really good day. This round will not go in the same column. You've been bested.
Yeah, Ross is gonna still try and find a couple. Oh, misses the timing. Might get it on the window. It's just 1 bullet. Needed a headshot. Would have been a spectacular shot to hit, but still, it's gonna be a second round for G2. And that's a good counter to what I feel like what Sprout have been doing, because I feel like G2 have felt the tendency that Sprout are just going to focus on the bomb side aggression more than mid presence, right? Or at least the one round that they tried to get Slime on an angle towards middle, G2 were really good at just forcing Sprout back with utility. Hunter taking a lot of space on his own pretty much, of course supported by the util, but not a single person out middle alongside him. He's just taking all that space for free, and Sprout are trying to find some early openings, which, you know, it's not a bad approach if you actually find an early kill either towards Ram Palace or BFs. But if you don't find the early kill, then it becomes really awkward.
Right now, G2 not giving away all that much. Smoke towards top con as they will make their way out middle. Slime isn't going to be able to see much as Hunter creeps forward, but Slime will strike first and quickly. Nade on top of Nico as well as he tries to claim a little bit of space towards connector, but Ral's is going to be holding there from short. That's a big kill. Spots out Hooksy as well. He will fall down, and that's the bomb with it. Manesi and Nexa are too far away from this really to get into it, and it's just Manesi left alone. And even for this man, this one is completely done and gone. They know exactly where he is. They don't even need to give him peeks. But they are just going to box him in and try and take this op away.
Yep. Gets register a kill, might get his first, never mind. Slime shuts him down, it's a clean round on the CT side for Sprout. And this is much better, even though it was quite similar to the previous round, if you think about it, right? Sprout once again, not a lot of presence towards middle. What went different was the fact that G2 actually wanted to go up connector this time around, and the fact that Slime was in towards ladder. Great first kill. Raul's sword short was a lot more aggressive as well. And then Analele getting that kill. Oh, he was actually holding down. We didn't see that. That was a 6 shot from Slime. 11 and 3 for him, by the way. We did talk about wonderful and the fact that you've just lost what looks like and a lot of people would describe as a generational talent on the AVP. You might have been able to find another in Slime. A massive performance against a team like G2 would surely make a lot of people start looking at him a bit more carefully.
Hunter, the only player on a rifle here for G2. He split from his teammates for now. 2 kills to the good. That's spooky. He was no stranger to a multi-kill. That's his first of the series so far. And still, even with the man advantage, even with the knowledge that G2 are on a lesser buy, so to speak, Sprout are not taking any chances, and so they shouldn't. Spooky though wants a little bit more. Hunter now gonna apply the pressure in towards the window. But Spooky, wow, what a shot that is. Bullet to the brain. Hunter down. And Nexa left. Spooky could be on for the ace here.
Never mind. Slime's gonna steal this one away, but Spooky still with a massive 4K. And you know what? If nothing else, Sprout's individuals have been tuning in the server, and they've been showing us why this team is so individually stacked. I mean, it's one thing to do it against G2, is an entirely different thing to do it against some of the teams that Sprout has been playing against. But the fact that they're able to do that here, this is great. Big 4K for Spooky. And a tactical timeout for Sprout. This is something that I like from Barry, by the way. I feel like now Sprout realized that they have the momentum on their side. You realize that G2 haven't really been able to pick up the slack for whatever reason. Both Monacy and Hooksy yet to register a kill. Both of them 0-7. Hunter's on 3 kills, even though he's been getting a lot of space. Nexa hasn't registered a kill in 2 or 3 rounds, I believe. Sprout right now are in a really, really decent position to try and carry on and get maybe 7, 8, who knows, 9 rounds on that CT side.
Now, what stage of the game does it really become kind of scary for G2? Like, I mean, obviously they're going to be considering this now. They know they're in a little bit of trouble.
I feel like at 8 rounds. Okay, now, yeah, now you can start saying that it's scary. If they win this buy round comfortably, I'd say that you have the reason to be worried if you're G2. Nico gonna pick up the ult from his fallen teammate. Monacy still having a bit of a tough one, but Hunter has found a bit of a gap. Hooksy tries to swing out of Palace, but Spooky's gonna shut him down. But look at Hunter and the amount of work he's done towards middle.
Yeah, the real workhorse in this round. Hunter, he will even find another. Nexa was spotted earlier by Spooky, but just trying to nullify that advantage in the end just leaves his IGL in a sticky situation. And Hunter waiting the other side of the murder hole. Rals will not venture through just yet. Instead, he will just cower in the corner and hope that a kill will present itself to him. Nexa just going to go back, not take any risks in collecting that bomb. It should be the finish up towards A.
Yeah, it should be. You should be aiming at using Hunter's position towards jungle right now, but this is really awkward because Ross could be pretty much everywhere, right? He could have even caught a timing to be on the A bomb side. He could be Palace, he could be Ram, he could be pretty much anywhere on the map. So Ross, if he gets the surprise factor in his favor and gets the first one, that might actually be doable. Nico's going to be holding for him for now. Now he's turned his back. Ross has caught a bit of a timing. Ope is exposed. Nexa goes down. He's got a smoke for the bomb as well. This is on Ross. There is a smoke towards connector. He's trying to bait the peek. He can tap the bomb. He's got a kit. He can try and stick it. There's the first tap. Trying to bait them out into a fight, but doesn't win it. Up against Nico. He goes down, and G2 get a third.
I wonder would have been better off just sticking that there. I mean, It was only a few bullets sprayed. I mean, a lot more would have come, but the smoke in front of the bomb, that could have got messy. He was just so afraid that the onslaught of bullets was coming, and hindsight is great, all in all.
Yeah,
G2.
I mean, in that situation, it's kind of like, it's not wrong to just tap the bomb, look for the first kill, and then stick it, or even tap it a second time. It's, you either win it or you don't, right? No matter how you play it. If you stick it, there is a reason for you to stick it. I mean, you can justify that. If you tap it and go for the peak, you can justify that as well. It's up to how the player feels about playing the situation, pretty much.
Well, G2 can be very thankful that Hunter is in the server today. He rescued him in that round. Insane flurry of kills. Gives G2 at least their third, and it keeps them somewhat competitive so far. But the real worry is that Huxi and Manesi are still yet to register a kill. And that will just not fly. And Alele sat ready and waiting behind this Molotov. Manesi might be in for his first here as he creeps onto the angle, and there it is. He is on the board finally.
Oh, okay. Now he's joined the server. C-Shot manages to find the refrag, but that second kill was really sick by Monesi. And Rouse is still all alone towards B. Not feeling comfortable. Gotta go forward. Nico realizes it. Does he make his step? I don't think he has. Rouse is in a bit of a sticky situation. He's received the rotation now. C-Shot's gonna help him out. Bomb once again. Grouping up in towards the B bomb side. Nico's gonna wait for the perfect timing, but Sprout once again have the right read, and they have two people here. Oh,
yeah, but
bomb's
two
going
under
down.
they go. Yeah, they're gonna head back over towards A here, and well, Ralz is hearing absolutely everything. He can maybe catch them coming up. Connector, Spooky will help him out as well. Nico, 12 seconds. This round is done. You can't get near the bomb. You cannot get near the round. And Sprout, they just have all the right pieces in all the right places. And even Manesi getting that double kill just will not be enough for G2. They look shocked and stunned so far this morning.
Yeah, that was a little bit awkward there, right? I mean, you get the idea that they wanted to fake it out, but then again, Sprout just felt so comfortable because they had the two-man setup towards B, so they didn't feel like it was necessary for Spooky to even move from the A bomb side, right? Because you still have no vision towards middle, unless Rouse goes for the peak, but he wasn't peeking widely until he heard him run below him. So the fake was still a possibility. Sprout knew that if they're able to hold on with two people, that's fine. If they don't, well, there's nothing that Spooky and his rotation could do about it, right? You gotta hold. You have the right idea. You have the right stack. But then G2 completely ignores short as well. Rouse just peeks, gets a kill from behind. Spooky already actually took first point of contact. So even if they had any intention of looking towards short, it was just not going to happen because Spooky managed to find the first kill from default. Everything worked out so well for Sprout, and the fact that it was such a late call for G2 just made it even better for the CTs. Now the money is gone, by the way. You have the AK in Huxi, and everyone else is going to be on pistols. Not been an easy one, by any means, for G2 so far, but a bit of an A play to maybe switch things up here. Now would be the right time to win around with the pistols. They absolutely need it.
I mean, your player on a rifle is the only player that hasn't registered a kill yet. I know he's your IGL. He's going to go out and maybe try and create some space and get some refrags. As Nexa just going to be sent in as the sacrificial lamb right now, jumping all over the site, and he will be sacrificed. Huxi comes away with nothing. Nico cannot take part in the round. He's forced behind that Molotov, but the bomb, it's a little bit of a fake. It's heading back over towards B, but Sprout have read into this. Analele is already there. He even has backup of Ralz as well, taking off the bomb. Tried to get sneaky with it. Tried to maybe just confirm the money injection, but it's not going to happen. Nico now has been hurt, taken down. And the last round coming up, Sprout with a 5-round lead. I know it's CT side of Mirage, but man, G2, they have been so underwhelming so far.
Yeah, they have been, and in the meantime, Sprout have played some really solid CS, by the way. I wanted to highlight Spooky and the patience that he's been showing towards the A-bomb side. Me and you obviously had a conversation back when he joined Sprout, the fact that he was put in a lot of the anchor positions on CT sides, which is a bit different to how he was used on the prospects, right? Because you feel like he's a really stellar rifler, but then you put him in those anchor positions, and he's playing like a guy that has much more experience than he actually does, right? He's being really patient, realizes that his life is more valuable than going for the fight in that scenario, waits for his teammates to take first point of contact, and then strikes when he's needed. So far, Sprout have played great, and we're not even talking about Slime's 14 and 5 and Raz's 12 and 4.
Oh, Hanalele's going to be super close to this. The flash is out, lines up two of them, and unlucky not to get Bo. But Seja now surely is just going to take down Bo. It's a slaughter in middle once again, and the team continues of Sprout dominance as of right now. Nexa low, he will be traded out, and Manesi 2 kills in this first half. Needs that to hit 5 for G2 to hit 4. But surely he just will not be given an inch here from Sprout. They know that they have G2 on the back foot, and the flash peek, it was decent, but Manesi ready for the flick. Is he going to check this angle here from Rals? Molly in. Doesn't burn him. He does clear out a lot of space towards Con, towards top mid, but as he drops down, he is just collected by the IGL of Sprout, and a 9th round with it.
A 9-3 half in favor of Sprout in the end of the first one against G2 on the map pick of G2 Esports. Surely not something that all of us expected, but surely something that we've seen happen, and something that I'm pretty sure every single Sprout fan out there is enjoying and has been enjoying so far. A great performance by the young team, quite solid team-wise, individually-wise, and G2 are yet to actually wake up in the way that we might expect them to. Hooksy going into the second half without registering a single kill is a bit of a bother for sure. And, you know, as much as we believe in the CT side of G2, if they don't pick up the pistol round, you gotta feel like this map is just completely out of control. They are even still the favorites, according to 1xBet. Obviously, this is still map 1, half 1, but they need to get that pistol round in order to make it work. You lose it here, you're gonna be in quite a tough spot. And you might have to fight for a decider on a map that you haven't played yet.
One already. Manesi out of the round. Hunter trying to line up the headshots, and thank God he's in the server. He has really bailed them out of so many situations, but still, that hasn't been enough. I don't know if it will be enough in this pistol, as Sprout, they go to try and take control. They want to take the fights in towards CT next. It was a nasty surprise ready and waiting, but Slime takes down him and his IGL with him. 2v2. Slime still wants to get aggressive. P250 in hand, just dominating G2 right now. And Nico now is going to have to go and get his money's worth. Has the information on both, but still not going to be given a peek by anyone. He has to go looking for these fights, but the fight he ends up losing. Sprout have taken the pistol Ted, and this is terrible for G2's situation.
Yeah, take a bow. Sprout have been playing insanely great, and by Sprout in this round, I mean Slime, man. The 17-year-old Danish Oper, who spent only, what, 4 months in the academy team before he got promoted into the main team. He's been making a name for himself so far in this server. He's had a great performance. That's honestly impressive by him. You know, Rouse being the experienced guy that he is, and obviously Barry, who's the coach of the team, being Danish, they've always been really good at finding those up-and-coming players from that region, right? Let's not forget they were the ones to discover people like Ster, like Marix, and the list goes on. There's a lot more, but now you look at that team, you have people like Slime, like Seajot, that I feel like it's safe to say Sprout are the ones that have discovered them as players, and so far Slime, or both of them actually, have been doing a really good job, but Slime especially, he's been crazy. And as the eco coming up for G2, we should be looking at 11 rounds for Sprout. Shall nothing go to Stray, of course, because no, anything could happen on paper. In reality, though, it probably doesn't. Although the start is not too bad, but I feel like now at this point, if you're Sprout, you've realized it's an A stack. You're just gonna hightail the bomb back towards B. A couple guns picked up. A Galil, which is not too bad for Monacy. But the round nevertheless should go in favor of Sprout.
I mean, it should. You just never know. As time ticks on, you see Manessi's going in to look for a peek to see if he can win a fight, but he gets shut down instantly. And that's it, sealed. 11-3. What a scoreline. Definitely not something I was expecting. Hunter can still do some damage here and maybe upgrade himself onto an AK if he's fortunate. Oh, jumping Mach 10, sometimes difficult to deal with. Not for Hunter, though. Nexa now going to arrive in support. Slime is ran into that. No problems. Well, weapons taken away. CJot the only player to survive. You're still 11-3 up. This has been utter dominance for Sprout. And unless we see one of the most spectacular CT sides from G2 on Mirage that we've seen in the tournament, or even so far in CS2, I just don't see it.
You know why this is so scary? Because you can realistically see the potential for Sprout 2-0 against G2, which is not something that we expected, right?
Of course, man. Should I haven't played Overpass?
Yeah.
Like, you're going onto a map that you haven't played. You know, it's not like, you know, you've played it as a 4 before that. Like, this is something that G2 were definitely not ready for. They were expecting to, you know, take this pretty handily. Sprout have come out absolutely swinging. They've caught them on the chin, and G2 are completely wobbled.
Let's see. My round coming up. You gotta make it work. Hunter at least gets the first one. That's a good start, but what a shot from Spooky, and he spotted the second one as well. He knows there's a player towards the stairs, and Spooky is gonna shut down Eco through the smoke as well. He's on an absolute terror, and what can G2 do to stop him? Oh, they've been caught in transition. They're rotating away. All of that is being heard by Sprout. Look at Lele. He's just walked out. Hooksy has no idea. Spook and Lele surely gets a free kill. It's actually going to be CJot, but Hooksy caught in transition. Hunter out of position as well, and Lele shuts him down. That's going to be Sprout picking up number 12, and surely the map as well is just Monacy left. A 1 versus 4 for the Prodigy, a 1 versus 4 for the Baby Gold, but even for him, this is too much of a tall order. 12-3 in favor of Sprout. And another tactical timeout for G2. At this point, I'm not even sure if that's a tactical timeout to actually talk about this map. I feel like this is more of a mental refresh thing for G2. You just gotta stay calm. Try and get a couple rounds. Try and, I guess, better up the atmosphere in the team a little bit before Overpass, because this Mirage looks over.
Unless we see Divine Intervention, this map is not going to be changed, and this tack is just for decoration, I'd say. Like, what do you even say? You've been utterly dominated. Your IGL hasn't picked up a kill in 15 rounds. Manesi has been very underwhelming, hasn't lived up to, you know, the level that he's at, which is very, very surprising. But man, Sprout, every time that G2 walked into a bomb site on their T side, they were ready. They had the setup, they had the read, they had the plays, they were finding the opening kills, winning the opening duels, just the better team all in all. G2, they can have absolutely no excuses. They have not been good enough on Mirage whatsoever, especially for a team that's ranked 6th in the world. This is just unacceptable so far from them.
Ooh, yeah. A bit of a, that Molotov pretty much describes what we've seen so far, but heading into this round might be the final one of competition on Mirage. You look at the buy for G2, you have the Scout from Odyssey, you have 2 MP9s, a Deke, and then Hunter's going to be the only one on the Famous. He had a couple, I guess he is the one that's had the most good moments. If you can count them, you can surely count them on one hand, but Hunter's been doing his best, especially on the T side. He had a couple good space taking plays. I'm just trying to find something, really, but
let me know
if you do. It hasn't been pretty, for sure. Well, I think they've found something. I mean, they have the right idea. It's a nice setup towards the B-bomb side, even though Hooksy's gonna get mollied off. And Analele actually gets that kill onto Hunter. Well, that's a bit of a blunder. That's a bit unfortunate, but the opening kill goes in favor of Sprout. And now they know that Hooksy was up close as well. Modesty goes down to Spooky. This should be all she wrote. It's 3 versus 5. They should be ready for an exit to be either towards Palace or towards the ramp, but they're not ready for Spooky. In towards CT spawn. Down goes Nexa. And down will go Hooksy. It's a massive upset. On map number 1, Sprout pick up a 13-3 Mirage victory, taking on G2 Esports, and we're all I dare to say it, absolutely shocked.
I mean, if you had a 13-2 in favor of a Sprout on map 1 on your bingo card, I mean, I don't know if you're like insanely good at predictions or if you're just an absolute lunatic.
13-3.
Yeah, like, man, that is, I've absolutely no idea. I've absolutely no idea what we've just seen there. Sprout, they just completely ran over them, man. They've just absolutely dominated them. Yeah, there's big problems there for G2. I mean, that's quite clear. I don't really know how they can bounce back or how they can even look forward to this map number 2 with really any confidence, considering, you know, that they haven't played it in so long. You know, as you said, you know, be our guest, go and have a look and see when the last time G2 actually played an official on Overpass. They might have been pracking it, they might have been prepping it, but, you know, Overpass is a map that we've already seen Sprout dominate on in this competition. It's a map that we usually see Sprout play and play to a very, very high standard. It's been one of the staples really of their veto for a very, very long time. And even on a map that, you know, we were giving G2 a massive advantage, Sprout can come out and do that. I don't know. This is going to be a tough day at the office.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we were going into Overpass on the back of that type of a scoreline, but the other way around, if it was a 13-3 or even not a 13-3, even not that dominating, even if it was somewhat of a comfortable win around, I guess, the likes of 13-7, 13-6, we would be giving G2 the benefit of the doubt, right? We would be saying, okay, they surely have practiced Overpass, they look good on Mirage, they look like a team that can still dominate and show that there's a difference of just levels, experience, and class and all of that on map 2, but that's not the case. Sprout were without a doubt the better team on map number 1, and as shocking as it was for everyone at home, individually as well, they were able to dominate in the server. So G2, they either change it up completely, they either show us a completely new face on Overpass, or this might be a 2-0 in favor of Sprout, and we might get our first big upset of the 5th season of the CCT Online Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, though, we're gonna have to get into a little bit of a quick break before the start of Overpass, so go get yourselves a drink, go get yourselves somewhat of a snacks. If you're a G2 fan, go get yourself some medicine, because that map 1 was, get some painkillers, because that map 1 was painful, and we'll see you in around 10 minutes for Overpass.
Very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBET.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Want to win AK-47 Legion of Anubis, M4A1S Decimator, or AWP Atheris? Your time has come. Analyze and vote for the tournament outcomes. Earn points, and with dub skins from BO3GG. Don't hesitate. Vote on BO3.GG and claim your award.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, shit. Not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a little bit of time to digest what was a pretty shocking map 1, but I think the best thing now is just to move forward and look at a map 2. But Ted, looking at the stats, it doesn't look like it's going to get a whole lot better for G2.
No, as you pointed out, it doesn't look like it's gonna get a whole lot better. I feel like moving forward is the right way to approach it if you're G2 as well, right? Map 1 was straight up one to forget. I feel like there's no other way to describe how things should be going on for G2 onwards, right? You should just not think about Mirage. Try and say, okay, that was a morning map. We're still interested, by the way, in the fact that the odds are so evenly matched up. I feel like this is obviously, you have G2 who are number 6 in the world, but map number 1, they were just a shadow of themselves. And as you said, the numbers are not really going in their support because we're about to watch them not only well, we just saw them lose a 3-13 map. Probably we're about to watch them play Overpass for the first time since 2020, Jack. And with that being said, let's get into the server and see how G2 will do for the first time in 3 years on this map. If you want any specifics on that, by the way, it was on the 23rd of October when G2 played Overpass for the last time, and back then they still had people like Kenny, Amanek, Jax on the lineup. Next and Hunter were here, and the last time Nico has played Overpass was on the exact same date in a 16-14 win against Nord in the DreamHack Open Fall 2020, and he was still a FaZe Clan player. That's how long ago it was.
Quite a long time ago. flash through the monster pipe to get it going, as Sprout are going to try and make their way out. Might want to call a cancel here because Hunter is on the other side with the Julies, and well, he shuts down 2 initially. Manesi trying to get something done towards short, but he actually will fall. Nexa trapped in towards the barrels will try and maneuver himself back into a little bit of safety, as he has some support from Heaven, but Nico's been dinked up. Huxi has suffered a similar fate. Nexa has to really do the brunt of the work here. USP in hand, Huxi does fall, and Nexa tries to maneuver around, might catch a timing, but the answer is no. Sprout shut the door on G2 early.
Oh, there's no way. They just won a 2 versus 4 pistol round as well on the back of that map number 1. C-Shot with 3 kills, Slime with 2. Slime was absolutely phenomenal as well when you think about Mirage. Absolutely outstanding on the AVP. Great start by Hunter. Moles 2 down with the Julies. Nothing more you could expect from him. Huxi registers his first kill. He ended up map 1 without registering a single one, let me remind you. And still, Sprout are able to pick up this pistol round. It's just been an awful morning for G2. A long day in the office. A nightmare that they would wish to forget. A nightmare that it's not too late to actually turn into just a, well, I guess a jump scare that you were able to avoid.
You can just wake up.
Yeah. Well, can you?
That's the $1 million question right now, isn't it? Huxi actually comes away with a kill there. 5-7. Had a little bit of range. Still managing to get the job done on Analele. C-Shot being very cautious. Nico with the deagle, and well, we expect to see that from him. Manesi, great shot with that scout, as now Spooky needs to pick up the pace, and now G2 are feeling it a little bit. And that's what they have kind of going for them as well, is that, you know, okay, they haven't played Overpass in a very, very long time. I think Manesi hasn't played it since he was in Navi Junior. You know, Huxi, I think, has played it with Copenhagen with the Flames. Yeah. I think he's played it, you know, the most recent times. Bar, of course, Nexa, who would have played it with OG. But you are on the CT side.
Yeah.
So at least you've that going for you. It's not like you're being thrown into the deep end starting on the T. And the CT side, despite that pistol, which arguably they should have won, that's a great round to recover from.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, you can be obviously all the Aussie fans as well are going to be enjoying themselves right now after what happened with JKS recently. But you look at it from the perspective of this still being G2 esports, right? You still have people like Nico, like Hunter, like Money. So you have some of the best individual players in the world. So on a CT side, like Overpass CT side, even though you haven't played it ever as a team, as a core, some of you haven't played it in years, but you still could have a pretty decent shot at it if the individuals get it going. You know what Monacy can do, you know what Nico can do. But I'm loving that play from Spooky. He's quite quick towards long. I think he's been spotted now. Maybe not. He's gonna get spotted at any moment now. Yeah, now he's been seen.
It was a nice play, but Nico made sure to have the bases covered, and well, no fear, just going for the peaks with the flashes right now, trying to maybe get the advantage. But still, although they have, you know, a small piece of the information, they're still not very comfortable because that's the only player they've really seen. Bomb's going to rotate back over towards B, but this monster setup surely should be enough to deal with this.
Should be for sure. Close-up player could play anti. That's Hunter. He's got a Molotov as well, ready to deploy in the moment that he sees something. It's a double jump spot. It's perfect for Huxi. A lot of information. G2 know what's going to hit them any moment now. Huxi should have the angle at least on the first. Make that a double for him. Looking for a third. Not quite connecting on it, but Hunter's there to support, and that's going to be a fairly clean one for G2. By the looks of it, it's second for Hunter. Probably a third on the MP9 as well. Rack up that cash. Never mind. Slime says sit down, but Nexa answers back appropriately. So it's a 2-1 lead now for G2. The first time we've actually seen them in the lead so far, which is crazy to think about.
That is ridiculous to really think about. But they have the lead now. Need to make sure that they hold it, but it should be pretty easy up against the pistols. Lovely off angle here from Huxi. Just Analele never saw it coming, and Sprout. We're hoping for a whole lot more with that investment there. It is always a risk going for, you know, the force back straight away, because you put yourselves on a round like this, and this is just I mean, it's definitely a safety hazard.
Or maybe they're gonna show us a new 4-man tower on the left-hand side. they're just gonna practice it with the pistols, or maybe not. They just wanted to get up the forklift. It is a nice combo that Anulele has, by the way. Like the crimson web gloves, the slaughter, and even a red Glock. He's
Well
all in
thought
red.
out. The Danish flag being flown on his guns, and all his skins indeed. This is, of course, just going to be as slow of a round as you are probably going to see. Aim of the game here is to just run down the clock, discuss what you're going to do in the next round. Don't waste your attack. Of course, you only get 3 of them now, so you know the French timeout does become a lot more viable, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, right now, you don't really lose anything. You're just toying with G2's nerves in a way as well. But any moment now, they should get mowed down. And that should be a fairly clean one for the taken. It's a 3-1 lead. Hooksy with a much better start when you compare it to Mirage. It's 7-2 for the IGL. Obviously, we did point out that he was the one to actually have had the most success, or he is the one to actually have had the most success on Overpass in this team in his career. When you think about it, the Flames were quite proficient when it came down to Overpass. Of course, different game, different times, but still the same map. And the others don't really have that either going on for them, so I guess it is something. But Sprout now with the guns for the first time. Monacy on the big green as well. Looking like he wants to go for an early peek in towards the balloons.
Monacy. Going to be him to strike first. It's Nico getting aggressive out towards middle. Spooky was completely blind there, and G2 might be happy enough with this advantage, but I mean, super aggressive stance taken towards A, and Slime is going to try and find a little bit of a gap in this setup, but I don't think you're going to be able to. It is airtight right now. G2 continue to pick up the kills, or should I say Nico. Now Hunter's going to get in on the action, and Sprout cut down to just 2 with 1:10 left to play around with.
That's a great aggressive setup, by the way. Monacy going for the first peak, doesn't spot anything, but then Nico gets set up with the flash to go for the peak. Monacy has his right side covered. Nico can just take care of the left-hand side, get that kill, fall back. They still hold to that aggressive 4-man stance. They know that a lot of teams obviously love going out and play out their initial buy rounds, their first buy rounds on the D side and towards A. Sprout as well is a team that loves taking that control towards the A bomb side early on. You already spotted that tendency when Spooky tried to just run up with the Galil towards long and the forest buy, so you just completely deny it, and now you can play from the back of the side. Just focus on getting those kills and keeping it clean. It's been quite stellar. Honestly, manages to see one more, and he's even going to have the support of Nico there. CJ finally gets one. But it should be, oh, she rolled for him as well in this round. Might even hold on to the AK.
He was even tagged there, I believe, by the op through dice when Monacy fired that bullet. But after, I mean, such a disappointing map 1 from Hooksy, he's already 8-2. So, standing up and delivering. Great flash there from Nico to get that initial kill. But yeah, that setup, it was always going to be difficult when you're heading towards A into that. There, no gaps to kind of play around with, which is what you kind of rely on. If you are, you know, exploring towards A, maybe find an avenue that's open. If you don't win any of the fights, though, it just becomes incredibly difficult. Right now, this could be a little bit of trouble for Nico. You always do get nervous when you see that amount of pistols in towards connector, especially the way that they can just spring an attack at any time. And a 1-for-1, you've lost a rifle now, and Sprout begin to run up at Manesi. Needs to try and pass these tests, but doesn't take a shot. Wants to play a little bit safer. Back behind the dice, and he's quick with his reaction, but needs to be careful. The M4 is already up behind him. No idea, but he turns around, reacts, hits it. Manesi finds 3, eventually gets taken down, but Hooksy is there to cover G2 and get them onto 5.
This is what Modesty's famous about, right? It's not only the fact that he's playing the situation right, but even if he gets himself into a sticky one, he's still able to bail himself out with some crazy shots, right? And this is the G2 you want to be seeing. This is the Modesty you want to be watching as well. Nico gets overwhelmed by the pistols. That second shot, this is crazy. This is the most Modesty shot you see all day. That's what you expect from the young man. And that's the level he has to be on if they want to go for that comeback. Now, this one's going to be a little bit off the mark. Okay. Slime's got an AVP as well. He's purchased one. Let's not forget what he did on map number 1.
You've got the advantage here now. How do you want to approach things? It's looking like it is going to be a B play. You've left Nico completely alone up towards A if you're G2. Manesi now on the other side of the monster pipe, and he's everywhere with this AWP right now, just hitting everything on his screen, bar Slime, who manages to trade him out. There's still a chance here. Spooky needs to register his first kill though, but Slime has that refrag there. The potential's still here for Sprout to pick up a second round, but Hunter on an awful angle that C-Shot just cannot take down. Slime spots out the head of Nico now, knows Hunter is close but not ready for the swing, cannot adjust, and G2 so far putting up a stellar defense.
Yeah, it's been day and night when you compare it to what we saw on Mirage. It's still a pretty good round by Slime, to be fair. He was posting himself really nicely, finds that opening kill onto the jump spotting Hooksy towards the B-bomb side, then manages to get the refrags as well, but that double from Modesty was quite crisp. There's the replay. Oh, it's a bit of a flick as well. His opposing number though, a lot more proficient on overpass, and Hunter as well with a couple solid pickups towards the end. Now you can tell that G2 are feeling a lot more comfortable here than they were on Mirage, and you can tell that Sprout have actually felt what it is like to actually play against G2, because I don't think map number 1 was the hardest one in those guys' careers, but so far an overpass has been a fairly different story. Now, if Sprout want to pick up that 2-0 victory that we were talking about, they'd have to wake up massively, because they've been the ones to actually struggle so far on the T side. On the Lily and Spooky, both yet to register a kill. Spooky, especially after the great showing that he had on Mirage, would be hoping for something more, and it's going to be a bit of a B-rush on the half-buy.
Gonna get in the faces here of G2. That's exactly what they've done. But Hunter holding strong in the water, sinks 2 players trying to dive down on top of him. And now the cavalry has arrived to provide backup. Space has been taken away, not really created, and Ral's fading this smoke out. Hunter should find him as soon as he peeks his head. G2 only lose 1 there, which, to be honest, is a very good result, because the amount of players that were swarming Hunter there could have turned into a massive issue. 7-1 though.
Yeah, that's what Hunter is so, I feel like, useful for, right? It feels like no matter what position he's in, he can still find a multi-kill somehow. And so far, he's been really solid. You look at the money on G2, has been a great foundation that they've been able to build. And I say the foundation. We've already seen 8 out of the first 12 rounds here. 2/3 of the first half is already in the past, and G2 has been looking quite solid. So maybe a bit of a change now. Hunter waiting for the flash, maybe to go for the peak. Or it's going to be just a timing peak. It will be the peak on timing, and Ross was ready for it.
Yeah, that's twice now they've been denied going for that boost. Once by the op, now by the AK Rals. And that's how Sprout have been finding their advantage. Nico. Oh, here's that step. Does he now want to go investigate? Or is he just going to play it patiently?
They've slowed it down. Nico gonna get tested. Spotted out as well. Spooky decides that he doesn't really want to give him the fight at the state that he's in right now. Obviously, Sprout have the man advantage, so no real need to provide any 1v1s, any chances for G2 to get back into this. And it's going to be a bit of a play towards the A bomb side, but Monacy's been really proficient with the AVP. Just left C-Shot towards B to pick up a couple of fights, and that's actually made the op rotate. This is perfect. They're going to execute onto the A bomb side. Nico's all alone towards long, and they've heard the steps for sure.
They know he was there. They can hear him getting a whole lot closer, but can they do anything about him? And the answer is no. Nico, a hat-trick from long, and now he can just tuck himself away, but he'll even find more. Nico just dominating Sprout, and you have to feel for them. They just cannot buy around at the moment. That's 8-1. G2 luring Sprout maybe into a false sense of security with this overpass pick.
Yeah, now you're starting to see the true colors of G2, right? You're starting to see the nature of a team that is usually famous about being able to bail itself out of sticky situations on the tier 1 level because of the skill level of its individuals, right? And the fact that on Mirage they weren't able to do that, well, I guess it was a little bit shocking, but now on Overpass we've seen much better individual play even, only from G2. Monacy bailing himself out with that crazy shot a couple rounds ago towards the player that was towards the back of Optimus, I believe. Nico now with the 4K. This is just looking like G2 right now. And, well, I guess they were a little bit late to wake up. But this is a wake-up call for Sprout as well. Realizing that this is not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be as easy as it seemed like on map 1. And at this point, if you're Sprout, you might as well be hoping to get 2 or 3 rounds on that T side.
Yeah. It's looking like wishful thinking though, right? I mean, this has been just sheer and utter dominance from G2. Analele and Spooky are both on 0 kills as well, so that's a big problem. Good reaction from Nessie, able to shut down Slime. Himself and Rals, their exploration towards long has now been found out. Cost 2 lives. And once again, G2, they hold strong. They force Sprout back, and this is just so disheartening, right? I mean, you just can't find the entry, you can't find the opening, you can't find the gap, and even when you are given a fight, it almost seems like you have no chance to win it.
Yeah, you know what? This is something that I've actually had thoughts about before. I feel like Overpass, especially as right now, I think it's one of the maps that most pro players actually like playing. I think it's one of the maps that most people love in CS2, or at least they enjoy it to some extent. I think it's a map that just fits G2 really nicely on CT side, right? Because it's a map that you rely on your individuals quite a lot on CT side. Obviously, there's communication, coordinated map space taken and whatnot. But when you have those strong individuals that can just go for those plays, I mean, you look at Nico being on 10-4. You have Hunter on 11. You have Hooksy on 11. You have Monacy on 10. Nexa hasn't really had to do that much so far. When you have a team with so much firepower, CT side Overpass is actually quite good for you, and it could be a good asset to have in your arsenal. And so far, it's been a good recovery.
Yeah, Sprout need 3 here, because it's all well and good, yeah, G2 on their CT side. We don't know how prepared they're going to be on their T side, but they might need to be prepared at all if it's, you know, an 11-1 half. So Sprout at least need to give themselves an opportunity to maybe play out their CT side to make this one competitive. Because as of right now, there is only one team in it.
Ooh, Hooksy. Quite close with it. Doesn't manage to get a clean connection on the shot. It's a bit slower for a Sprout. Looks like a short pop. But for now, they've just been holding, waiting for that aggression to come through. But G2 have decided to actually play a little bit more passively this time around. It's only the fact that Hunter and Nexa are actually alone. The play comes in. Hunter with the first, Hunter with the second. Not quite good for the third, but there goes Nexa. Shuts down Slime, C-Shot. All alone, actually, gets the kill onto Hooksy, and wait a second. Hold his hat, C-Shot. He's been able to find a double, but he's gonna need 2 more, and he's so low on HP. He needs the 1 versus 2 4K clutch. in order to get that second round. Great refrags by the young Paul, but Nico's just gonna hold for it. And as we said, C-Shot was already too low on HP, so Nico just needed one bullet to land double digits. G2 Esports on the CT side. That's just been a cold day in hell so far, first round.
They just haven't been able to get warm at all on this D side. And so far, we've probably seen, we could be seeing, the quickest maps in the CCT online finals, not only just in the 5th one, but in any of them.
Depending on how this Anubis map goes, this might be the quickest 3-mapper in CS2 so far.
Yeah.
With a tier 1 team involved as well. That could be crazy. I mean, I really hope for the sake of the series that Anubis is gonna be a little bit closer than this, because we've so far just seen massive blowouts, but who knows? Who knows if Sprout, maybe they win a second round here, they get the pistol in a couple rounds on CT side. You can never know. A double push towards Monster though. Surprise, surprise, it's an unpleasant one for Slime. Exit takes him down. Doesn't look like a second round in the making, and Spooky's been spotted going through the smoke. Easiest kill of Nico's life, and this should be 11 on the board in favor of G2. Nexus already seen the players. Flash comes in, it's not too bad. And then Lele manages to double up and double down. Hoopsie still in towards Water, manages one. Spray transfer is a little bit off the mark, but still a lot of damage done to the remaining 2 members of the Sprout team. So Hoopsie should be good with at least one more kill. And Nico's there to assist him for the final one. G2 with a massive recovery after a disappointing Mirage and an 11-1 lead in the end of the first half on Overpass.
Look, we were super critical of them map 1, and I think that was, you know, it's very valid. But this is a great response from them. Just coming out, showing their, you know, individual ability, realizing, okay, you know, we need to come with a big first half here. That's exactly what they brought to the table. They've given themselves, of course, now the chance to play out a map 3 after we were kind of thinking about it. We, you know, we weren't counting them out, but we just didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't really overlook the fact that Sprout won Mirage in the way that they did. So you still need to give them somewhat of a fighting chance for a 2-0, right? But somewhat of a credit for what they did essentially. But whenever it's, especially when it's a tier 1 team taking on even if it's a really well playing tier 2 side, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Things like that are gonna happen. You're just gonna recover massively. In the end of the day, I feel like a pretty valid argument could be made. G2 is a far better team, and they know it, right? With a margin. I mean, experience, skill of the players, and everyone knows that. So you are going to be, if you're able to mentally stay in the game, you should be able to come back even after a sloppy map 1 like that. And I feel like this is the comfort that they have, the big advantage, the big difference between the 2 teams. But take nothing away from Sprout. They play fantastically on map 1, but so far on Overpass, they haven't really been able to back a punch. Up until now, maybe.
Up until now, maybe. Analele stops the first. Rals is here as well, but eventually he will burn down. Spooky has been spotted. 2 players nearly line up for him, but Analele has woken up now. Took him a long time to get in on the action, and Slime letting out a little bit of frustration there on the IGL of G2. Sprout will at least take the pistol.
Yeah, what's really important right now for Sprout is to just get a couple rounds on the rack. Even if they end up losing Overpass, which seems highly likely at this point, I feel like mentally a team like Sprout would have a much tougher time to bounce back after a shocking loss like potentially what Overpass could be than a team like G2, right? For G2, you just have so much experience at this point. You don't really care if you lose a map 13-0, 13-1, 13-2. You can bounce back on map 1, and as we've seen in the last, 20 minutes, you can still be as dominant as possible. And then on the other side, you have a team with a lot less experienced players. You have Rouse, who should be able to mentally bounce back, and then everyone else is pretty much up and coming. Obviously, Analele and Spooky have played a little bit more. For C-Shot and Slime, we're not even having that conversation. They just started their careers in Sprout just around 2 months ago. So, yeah, mentally, you got to just take care of the young guns, make sure that they're in a far better mind space that they're, well, before the start of Anubis, compared to the one that they're in right now, probably.
The Glock's doing a decent amount of damage, just dinking up a few players, but Sprite should be able to take this one. No questions asked, and yeah, they will. Sprite take their first round that isn't a pistol so far on Overpass. As G2 now will get the rifles out. This is the first real test that Sprite are going to face on this CT side, and it might be the last real test that they face on their CT side.
It could be, but I'm gonna make that argument. If Sprout win it, if they get up to 7-8 rounds and then lose the map, I feel like we can still be in for a competitive Anubis. I'm not even gonna bring the argument about I'm not even gonna start a conversation about a potential comeback. But you get a couple rounds on the CT side, you might get yourself into the right space of mind, so to speak.
G2 will walk their way in towards short. Hooksy on the entry. Gonna get ready to go in and maybe grab a kill and some information for his side. Spooky towards Monster. It's a great first kill. That MP9 could be so dangerous for Manesi, but he deals with him, although it costs him a lot of his HP. Sprout now forced back because of that Molotov. They want to maybe go for the boost, but Analele, it's going to cost him a little bit more of his health right now. But Slime finds one. The spray is good enough to collect a second as well. And this leaves Nico in a 1 versus 3. But you would not put it past him. No smoke for the bomb. The molly goes towards Monster. Nico does have that molly. Slime is going to go and try and clear him out. Analele up close, but spots him in the side. Puts bullets through the wood. And Sprout will hang on just for a little bit longer.
That was a really good defense, to be fair. Nice triple kill by Slime. Obviously, Spooky there, the big difference maker with the double kill on the MP9. As soon as Rawls goes down, Spooky needs to get that kill into the Monster player. And when he turns around, he needs to do a lot of damage. If he goes down straight away, this is probably still a G2 round. But he gets one more. Even the tag onto Monesi, which makes a bit of a difference. Makes him a lot easier of a target to take down later on. The boost was a little bit sloppy there on the second kill, especially. Most of the time you'd see a player just pick up one and fall back instantly, but it worked out for them. So that's 4 rounds now on the CT side. Step 1 towards trying to make that game a little bit closer has been taken. Let's see how many more can they get under their belt. Oh, Monesi's ready for that. Timing is going to be quite awful for him. Gets taken down by Analele.
That's one that you're looking at and you're like, oh, really? Really? I was ready. Just not at the right moment. Well, G2 still have plenty of chance. A little set piece here up towards A. There's only 2 defenders. Slime has been incredibly important to Sprout's chances of survival, and he's going to be incredibly important in this defense, stopping Hunter in his tracks before he creates that space. Siege Shot now is going to be discovered towards long, but stops 2 players, dropping the bomb in the meantime as well. And Nico has been seen. He's been tagged low, and Sprout should sweep this round under the rug with ease.
Yeah, should be a clean one on the defense as well. Spooky takes him down. It's not looking too shabby money-wise. Now you can still lose 1 round and you're going to be able to rebuy everything that you've got. So you shouldn't be worried about the finances if you're Sprout from now on. You're just thinking about what's ahead of you, right? Just take things 1 step at a time. 1 foot in front of the other. Get as many rounds as possible. And who knows, you might even find yourselves in a position where you can start thinking about a comeback here. I know it's too early, you still need to win 6, only to guarantee a tied game. 7 for overtime, 8 if you want to win in regulation. There might be a bit of a chance. And Lele gonna go aggressive. Has the support of the open towards long as well.
Worried about that side of the smoke. Maybe getting a little bit antsy to go for a little bit more of an aggressive peek. He has to fall away here. Needs to be ready. Oh, that was a chance to maybe find the opener, but he's still going to try and get aggressive. Tries to flick onto the next player, but the flash is just enough to obscure his vision. He wants to get away to a safe spot, but oh, that's a great check and a great clear from Nico Sijo. He didn't even get a chance.
That hurt. Give him some painkillers. That was a nasty shot. And now Slime needs to fall back. You know, him going for those repeats, he's doing that because he has no idea that Monacy is actually on the AVP, and that might actually surprise him quite unpleasantly. Monacy was holding the line. Flash for some of the angle. But G2 looked like they might want to fall back and... Well, never mind. They've just left next in front of that B-bomb side, but everyone else is grouped up in front of A, and Monacy needs to be careful. That's been spotted. Slime's hearing a lot right now. Busted on the angle, manages the first one. Does he get a second? Oh, yes, he does. Of course he does. He's been phenomenal so far. Spooky gonna help out with another. Slime still towards the toilets. Still has to get refrag. Hunter needs to take him down, but Slime's just not missing. It's a third for the Dane. Make it a fourth. Slime is just on another level.
Oh, it's slime time, baby. 4 kills towards toilets. Lining them up, knocking them down, and G2 stunned now on their T side. Still yet to register a round. That's 5 in a row for Sprout.
Can we start being worried now? Can we start thinking about it?
Look, right. Sprout are playing well. The defense that they're putting up is quite solid, but it just takes one. And you know that. It just takes it takes one to get onto 12.
5 rounds ago, you wouldn't even that thought wouldn't even cross your mind. Now it does.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, but that's just the way that it goes. You know, just one little mistake, one little error, all of a sudden all this confidence is just gone. And you're left fighting for your life again.
Yeah, especially in rounds like those, right? When you're up against the pistols, you want to make sure that those are clean. Typically, especially with less experienced teams, those are the rounds in which you see some of the gaps, and sometimes they crumble up against the low buys. There's going to be another B play coming up, and it's actually not looking too bad when you consider G2's chances. Rouse and Spooky all alone towards that bomb side. They still have a couple nades to work with, but the amount of flashes that G2 have is a bit obscene. Well, I say obscene, they just have to, but if they're timed really well, this could still work out.
Oh, the flash catches Riles right between the eyes, no. Nexa with a double, and that monster setup completely undone, and yeah, it just takes one Ted, and this one might just be it. G2 get a bomb down, they get 2 players in towards water, and this is a bitter pill to swallow for Sprout. It has to be the save.
That's so tough. It's such a hard round to call. Has Slime lagged out?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh. Oh, is he back? Hey, he's back. Okay. Well, thankfully he didn't lag out in the moment of which they needed him. I mean, they weren't going for the retake. If they were going for the retake and he lagged out, that would have been really unfortunate, but still quite disappointing for Sprout, right? They just started showing some promise on the CT side, and then one flash just dismantles it all. A great double opener by Nexa. Takes down the first. Rawls didn't even get the chance to shoot a bullet, and he wasn't even blind. Great stuff by the new old edition. And G2 might actually be able to close out that overpass after all.
They might. They might. It's looking, you know, more and more likely. Right? That's it's just a tough one there for Sprout to really take, because when you lose to a round like that, when you lose to pistols, it stings just that little bit more. Impressive double entry, of course, from Nexa, especially that second kill towards Wood. But you cannot afford to dwell on the past if you're Sprout. You need to just focus on what's ahead of you.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, you shouldn't be that discouraged in terms of individual performance. I feel like on the CT side, they started to wake up a little bit. So even if this one gets out of hand, I feel like already Sprout are going to be feeling a little bit better about it, because they were able to avoid getting absolutely annihilated on their map pick, right? I mean, 13-6 would still be fairly comfortable for G2, but it's nothing like a 13-1. And Slime was able to get a couple of good highlights. Same for CJ. So some of the individuals actually were able to rock it up. Speaking of Slime, he's been playing that well that G2 once again just heavily prioritizing that B bomb site. CJ in the meantime is going to shut down Nico, so man advantage for the CTs getting into that play. Rouse in towards short means that they're once again going to have only 2 defending towards the B-bomb side of all things. And Nexa once again finds the opening onto Spooky. Flash is really good though, and it's going to set up an Alele for at least 1 on the defense.
Oh, Raz needs to be careful. Hooksy is now walking around behind him, but he has every notion that that is going to be a possibility. Whips around, takes him down, and Manesi in a 1v4 now to try and close the show on overpass and steal it simultaneously, but the flash good enough. Rals collects 3 in that round, and Sprout, they do have a 7th. They do have a little bit of life left in them on overpass, and still a little while away from forcing an OT, but step by step, and they could get there.
Yeah, phenomenal round by the IGO of Rawls, just turning it around, being aware of the possibility of the late lurk towards short, gets the kill on Hooks. He realizes that they're going to need some time to process the communication of where he is, so he turns around, looks for the second fight straight away and towards Monster, and then the flash assists were really good as well, set him up for the final one. But as you said, one mistake is all that it takes, but Lele says no, at least for this round. Nice early opener, might set up Slime for another. Although there is a Modesty on the other side. And he's holding. He has an AVP as well. And he's as quick, if not quicker.
Yeah, I like this from Slime though. He knows that he really can't take that peak. If Manesi's holding with the op, it's just way too risky. So he's waiting for the chance to present itself. But curiosity might get the better of him.
Wow.
And it has.
Wow.
Oh, and he
Wow.
catches Manesi on the retreat. Slime has caught an unbelievable timing and shuts down 2. Now goes back to look at toilets, realizing they've already pushed past. Somebody could be creeping up, and Slime has the reads.
How do you even comment on that? I mean, Slime just caught a 1 in a million timing against Modesty, by the way. Modesty was holding that angle for a solid amount of time. Around 30 seconds, he was posted on it. He finally gets off, and Slime decides to move forward. And not only does he get the kill, but he gets the kill in the moment that Modesty turns around as well, just to add insult to injury. Look at the replay. That was just the most awful timing for Modesty, and simultaneously the best one for Slime. Makes it a triple as well. Realize that Hooksy could have been out in towards the toilets. I was gonna say, by the way, this was such a risky play from Slime to stick around long for such a long period of time. His teammates, the rifles that were aggressive early on, had fallen back long ago, and he was still there. He was on an island all alone and still manages to make it work.
Now it's down to just the pistols, which was, of course, Sprout's kryptonite towards B. And HE does make the job a little bit easier as Manesi controls that one with his chest. Rals and Spooky both have gotten so much information here. They pushed all the way past, and Sprout should have the perfect setup here towards the A-bomb site. And if Rals wants to continue to go even further and further, he will catch an unbelievable timing on them, as long as the defenders on A can continue to delay with their util.
Yeah, this is still dangerous though, especially if G2 wanna send a lot of their players in towards Banana and Toilets, and I feel like this is what they go for. Maybe one late towards long, which is going to be the Digo of Nico, but if you let them get closer to the bomb site, it could go out of control. Rouse, seeing 1, seeing a second. Do they realize this is a possibility? Nico's headed back. This is so dangerous. There's 1. The refrag comes in. This is not too bad. Nico Is he aware of the possibility of another player being in towards the connector? Doesn't make that big of a difference. Monacy is low on HP. CE shot. Spots him out. Should be able to win that fight. But G2 are actually going to gather up and present him with multiple people. Well, never mind. They changed their mind. They start sprinting down towards the B-bomb side. But Spooky towards the connector area. Mollies them off. Moles 2 down. And the round should be over. Nico gets another one. But then Alele is rotated in time. And with the time being so low, there should be no way that G2 pull this off. Actually, the flash catches on Alele, but with Yo posted on the angle, they shouldn't be ready for him towards Monster. There goes the first one, there goes the second, and there goes number 9 on the board for Sprout.
Alright, Sprout, I'm listening. I'm listening to what you have to say. Let's not forget, though, that was only the pistols. We've got the rifles out once again, and it's still perfect Counter-Strike required for Sprout. And against the individuals of G2, that is still a massive, massive ask. Oh, but Slime, he's just not missing right now. He hits Nico, tags him on the cross. Unfortunate not to get the kill. And he will get out of there. Still, sticking around towards long toilets could be a little bit of a risk. Instead, the reposition towards top flowers could help things, and what will definitely help things is Hunter's dead. Through a smoke, through a wall. He's gone.
Yeah, that's so big from an Alele. What an opener. 5v4, Nico on low HP. This is not looking great for G2, and now you're just so thankful that you were able to pull off that round with the pistols, by the way. If it wasn't for that, we would have been leveled up by now. Or, well, maybe not leveled up, but would have been 11-10, and Slime's just not missing right now, man. He's so sharp on the AVP. This kid is crazy.
Nexa at least finds a kill onto Rals. Now, the good thing for Sprout is that they have Spooky in towards short, so he has seen that Nexa hasn't actually pushed here, so we shouldn't see too many rotations away from the A bomb site. And Nexa, I mean, he's making every step on his way to collect that bomb, so Spooky has an unbelievable timing just to shut him down. And with 20 seconds left, Nexa falls here. This round is done.
Yep.
And that's that.
It's over. Azu versus 4. Monacy and Nico trapped, and they know exactly where they are. Spooky got all the information in the world, and it's just the safe, and you might not even be allowed to do that. T-Shot gets another one. Nico might fall after time, which would be an absolute disaster. Gets flashed. Time's out. There goes the swing. Nico gets the first one. Does he go down? Oh, C-Shot.
Alright, a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yep. They didn't quite realize where Nico was, but, you know, it's just one AVP that they're able to hold on to. It was a little bit silly, but it's still around on the board for Sprout.
Yeah, but this could be the problem, right? I mean, you take away that rifle from Monacy, great, absolutely great, but the argument could have been made there that you could have taken down Nico, and this op is still such a heavy hitter in such an important round, even though it is just the pistols on the rest of G2. Actually, Nico going for that aggressive peek. Now he's going to drop it over to Monacy, so there's still some massive dangers in this round for Sprout.
Yeah, let's not forget that the pistols were actually the guns that got G2 to winning their only round so far on the T side. And this is crazy to think, by the way. G2 have won just one on the offense. They've struggled big time. But if there is someone that could change things up, would put your money on the baby gold, honestly, with his weapon of choice as well. But Slime, once again, is just posted on the perfect angle. And he hasn't missed a lot. This one's gonna be a bit off the mark. And that's the AVP spotted. But if you're G2, what do you do with this round? You have Hooksy, who's got all the nades in the world, but it's just him. It's just him with the smoke, the 2 flashes, and the Molotov, and Slime is just actually re-peeking into this one. There's the leg shot. They haven't spotted Monacy with the AVP towards short yet, but G2 are just hoping for an opening, and they haven't really been offered with too many chances to get one.
I mean, the protocols are nice from Sprout. Like, they know that although they don't have too much information, they don't need to peek into the what is going to be a low by here. Monacy waiting for the jump spot. Oh, needed to hit that shot. The shot will only be a warning one. As now the execute goes up towards A. It's still going to be so difficult. CJ is in a great position. The pistols now are going to try and get up. What?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You're having a good day. We get it. You're going for shots like that. He's not going to connect onto it, of course. And Sprout are going to be able to deal with the buy fairly easily. Thanks to Analele's multi-kill there. It's a triple for the Dane, but just the audacity that Slime has to actually try to go for a kill like that. You can tell that this kid is having a lot of fun in the server right now.
Am I going mad or did he hit him?
No.
Okay, right, okay,
That was
okay.
a rifle. That was a rifle.
Okay,
no,
right,
no.
yeah, no.
He just jumped and he just fired a shot. No.
Because it happened at the exact same time, and I was like, if he is after hitting a shot like that, like, okay, fair enough. He might just be him.
We might be going into overtime, Jack, though. This is crazy to think about, right? This day has been awful so far for G2 Esports. A really tough Mirage, a 3-13 loss, and after an 11-1 first half on Overpass, we thought that everything was going back to normal. We thought that G2 were just going to start playing the CS that we expect from them. They would just dominate Sprout here on Overpass. It's an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, nail for nail, and whatnot for whatnot. And then we get into Anubis, and we actually get to see some more competitive CS. But it's been really competitive since the switch. G2 just haven't been able to put a foot right on the T side. Barda one round with the pistols, thanks to the double opener by Nexa towards Monster. It just hasn't been going their way, and Sprout have been phenomenal. This one might be going into overtime, and if it does, I'm heavily favoring Sprout for a 2-0 here.
Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good, right? When you're 11-1 down, you know, then you start winning the rounds and you start building up a little bit of momentum. But all of a sudden, once you hit this round, the one to actually complete the comeback, to cement it, that's when
the pressure's on.
Yeah, that's when the worry comes. That's when the switch kind of flips a little bit in your mind, saying, okay, right, it was completely out of the question. We've somehow managed to get it back here. Now we need to deliver, or else it's just going to be another comeback that falls by the wayside. G2 have a lot of space. The aggressive stance not taken by Sprout towards A at all. The presence shown. Pull a rotation away, but it's going to be a B play to finish it off here.
The B bomb side, the one that did work out at least once, was the Magic. But Spooky, he's had a couple better rounds now. Rouse as well, they've been fairly solid on the multi-kills. Once again, all alone. Sprout are running that 3-man A bomb site setup, and the hit comes in. 25 seconds, Spooky's gonna deploy that Molotov. This could all go astray, and it's Spooky with the double. This is going to overtime, surely. G2 have fallen flat on their T side, and Slime gets another one. Hooksy finally gets a refrag, and Nico's still towards the A-bomb side, but this round is over. Look at the time. There's no more play. Nico's gonna go down. So does Hooksy. We're going into overtime. G2 have failed on Overpass. They weren't able to close it out, and this one might just slip away.
What a comeback. What a comeback from Sprout. You have to just take your hat off to them, right? I mean, this is such a young team. I know Ral's, we spoke about the experience that he has in the server, but, you know, these guys playing on academy teams, you know, within their first, you know, 3 proper professional teams, to come into Sprout after, you know, being in such dismay in terms of the roster, you know, losing so many players. You think about at the beginning of the year, that Sprout roster that was originally there, especially the Sprout roster that was at the RMR, now to come and see that they actually have a solid lineup that seems to be performing against the big teams. You know, 6 matches in a row that they've already won. Now, to dominate G2 on map 1, 11-1 down, to have that mental resilience and that mental strength to come back, hold your own on the CT side, get it into an OT, and now be in with a chance to take down the number 6th ranked team in the world in a 2-0 fashion. That is an absolute incredible storyline.
Yeah, what makes it even crazier than this, by the way, the amount of times that Sprout have actually taken down tier 1 teams is not that big, right? Even though they've had their really good moments, the last time, or the last couple times, they've taken down teams that at the time were fairly big. was last year, pretty much. At the Rio Major, they were able to take down NIP in a 2-0 fashion. Then in the ESL Challenger Valencia in 2022, they were able to beat Mouse twice. But they've never beaten a team that at the time was a top 5 or a top 6 team. And this is so crazy right now. Sprouter just playing outstandingly well. What a CT side that has been. What a comeback that could be for Rouse and the boys. It's been a long couple months, hell, a long couple years since we've seen Sprout play on that level. Now they can get a victory that will surely count for something. That's going to be one to remember. Let's see if they have what it takes. We've seen a handful of times a team on the back of actually winning a lot of rounds in a row to force overtime, then just falling short in overtime. This is usually where the T's get, well, G2 in that scenario just get released of the pressure of having to close it out. Because in your minds, this one's already over. So, or at least you had your chance, you couldn't convert. Now it's a totally new game. Things are quite different.
The aggressive angle once again. Slime's going to walk in. Oh, Slime is going to get another timing here. He spotted him out. He takes him down. Manesi can't get the refrag just yet, and he won't. Slime, he will kill them all. Slime and Toilets name a better duo. As G2, they're flushed away.
This is absolutely impossible. This 17-year-old Danish kid is on another level. He's styling on G2 on Overpass right now. What is this? I can't believe it. The first one isn't easy. He just sees the gun barrel, straight up 1v1 against Monesi. And the third one is absolutely nasty. Is the cherry on top. Can he be stopped? Can someone stop this guy?
I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody that can stop him. Right now, he's just hitting everything. And even if he misses a shot, he makes up with it because he does something spectacular. Like,
I know we're talking about G2 right now, but what can you do about this kid? What do you do when someone's playing like that on the other side? Even though you're G2, even though you have teams like Nico, like Hunter, like Monesi, you should be able to deal with that. But how do you realistically deal with this guy? I'm not sure. You avoid him. Maybe this is the key. Back to the B-bomb side they go. Hooksy takes the head off of Spooky's shoulders. Rouse up close. That's a lot better by Nexa as well. And Alele, the one man left, needs a multi-kill and nearly gets it. But Hooksy's there to shut him down. G2 should be able to level things up. Unless... there, I say it. He's still alive.
oh, and he's firing back as well. But
Surely
he needs
he
to
doesn't
watch
turn
his
around,
back.
right?
Yeah, absolutely not. And Nico will just confirm that and say, yeah, all right, mate, we need to get you out of the server as quick as possible. G2, finally, they look to have a gun round on the T side.
No,
Unless Seja, 1,
No.
2, is the bomb planted for him? I'm not sure. He's got the op in his
No.
hand. He's going to swing out. Nico misses the shot. He has to get across. Seja can just stick it here. He has enough time. Nico, knife out, needs to connect, and does.
This is absolutely outrageous. This is absolute carnage in the server on Overpass. I can't remember the last time I've actually seen a game like this. This is so crazy. It's absolutely impossible that after everything, Sprout still make this round look winnable. It's absolutely impossible that C-Shot still makes it look winnable. He still had a chance. But Nico saves the day.
Oh, how close was he? How close was he to getting that?
1 second. No. 1/10 of a second.
Oh,
away
so
from
close.
disaster.
And if not for Nico, we're looking at a 14-12. We're looking at a near perfect CT side. Oh, Hooksy, he's gonna spot out the totem pole. Oh, nearly misses it, but in the end, sprays down 2. Gets the reload off as well. Raz needs to hold strong, but unable to do so. Just overwhelmed there. And G2 might just put consecutive rounds on the board at the most vital of times.
What a closer that would be. I mean, especially with Sprout's individuals playing that well. Can you really hope for that to happen again on Anubis if we get there, though, if you're a Sprout? They've been outstanding so far. Slime, C-Shot, all of them. Slime finally off the mark, and Nico's gonna punish. That's gonna be 14 on the T side for G2. And after the struggles that both teams had on their offensive side of things and regulation, you gotta feel like that should be enough. m0NESY puts an end to it. 13 kills. It hasn't been easy for him either, but G2 might survive in the end.
Oh, they might just survive. They might just survive. Let's not forget, Sprout, they were so lackluster on their T side as well. You felt they needed all three here. You feel both teams need all three. Oh, Hooksy, he gets absolutely blessed there, to be honest. That took way too many bullets.
You know
he
what?
manages to get that double.
This game so far is the definition of, if someone has not followed the scene for a long time, this game so far is the definition of a CS2 no context picture. It's just been so crazy. I feel like right now we're living in that universe when you start a FIFA career mode and you just play for a couple seasons, maybe 5-7 seasons in, some crazy shit starts happening.
Yeah.
We're at that point right now. This is that.
So far, man, map of the tournament. And it's going to be definitely a tough beat, in my opinion. So enjoy it, because we could be reaching the final moments of it now. G2, one more needed just to confirm that they will have at least 2 goals of map point to stay alive.
Another aggressive stance towards the A-bomb side. Slime might catch another timing, and he does. m0NESY goes down. Nico makes his presence known, gets one rouse with the refrag. Hooksy needs to go huge. Hooksy needs a double, but doesn't get it. Rolls denies him. That opens up the A-bomb side. Bomb still dropped in towards T-spawn, and they might slow it down. Utility is gonna try and see what a fake in, but Hunter's not hearing anything. I think he's realized it. I think he backs off. They should play it together with Nexa here, and Nexa is still in a good position. He could get the kill onto Rawls. He's low on HP. And that's gonna give it away. Nexa is still in a really good position to deny that play. Bomb should cross towards the bomb site. Molly smoke in, a little bit of panic. Nexa, let's go through the smoke. There's the spam. Doesn't find anything. Hunter already making his way out. Hasn't been spotted. Gets the kill onto Spooky. C-Shot has to clutch it up. Has to control the spray. Can't quite get a hand of it though. Finally gets the first one, but Next is close enough. That's gonna be 15 for G2, and there's still another one away.
Nexus won them that round completely, just by being in towards short. Just being in such a good spot. I mean, Hunter realised, of course, that that wasn't going to be the A play. Nobody went with that utility, and he even took a risk, you know, swinging through that smoke onto the site. But that's just the big plays that you need in a round like that, especially when you're a man down. Next to finding that kill is absolutely everything. Just allows Hunter then to cause enough distraction to find a kill. And they put the finishing touches on that one. Need to do the exact same in this round. But Sprout, can they stay alive? They fought back to force an overtime once before. And this time, the job should be a whole lot easier. You only need 2 rounds. But the real kicker is the fact that it's on the T side.
Yeah, a comeback. Trustworthy of a novel. But in the end, they might fall flat. We might be heading into an Anubis. A 4-man stack towards B for G2 early on. And you can see the default from Sprout. No one wants to be the first one to go down in a round like that. And the same could be said for G2. They know how close they are. They know how many chances they had in regulation. They know they should have closed that a long time ago. But they can do it again, and now it's on the CT side. Nico's been left alone. He's just jump spotting. Rotations are going to start coming in. They haven't spotted anything towards short, and Sprout are taking their time with this one. But eventually, they'd have to realize that they have to make a decision. And I think a decision is starting to come in, but G2 are starting to get a grip of it. A third person is actually coming back towards A. This could be the perfect setup for G2 in the moment that the hit comes in.
They have Manesi here on the op. Hooksy And Nico smoked down towards long. Slime, is he going to take the risk to go on through? Manesi gets the ball rolling. The players are so low. Nico stops the first, and Manesi gets another, but burning. He's forced back as now the T's begin to strike, but it's down to just Rals, and in the end, he falls. G2, after struggling to close it out for so long, eventually get it done in overtime. And now we have a decider. Wow. Now we have a game, Ted. I don't know what to say. I'm just so glad if we see even half a good as game as we did on Overpass on Anubis. Man, we are going to be in for an absolute treat.
I'm not gonna lie, this was maybe one of the biggest jump scares that G2 have survived in recent history. And I say recent history, maybe in the last couple years, right? That was gonna be a complete disaster. You have an 11-1 lead on Overpass against Sprout, and you were so close to actually losing the game, right? You were so close to actually getting 2-0. And this is not just Sprout attempting that comeback after getting blown out of the water on map 1, right? This is Sprout dominating you on map 1 and nearly coming back from a 1-11 deficit thanks to some, I'm not even sure how to call it, heroics by Slime and CJOT and everyone, but Slime's been spectacular, man. That's a performance of a lifetime for Slime. And those are the plays that are actually going to make you a bigger name in the scene, right? Those are the plays, those are the maps that are going to tell everyone in the scene that they should be looking at you. And this is the way to get yourself into a big team, right? In some time. Obviously it's too early. Obviously we're just talking about one series, but not anyone can actually produce that type of a performance against a team like G2. In the end though, G2 were able to bounce back, and I feel like this is what matters to them, at least in the end. Anubis, as you pointed out, it's going to be quite tough for us to expect a better map on it, really.
Yeah, man, I think we'd be a little bit greedy if we ask for a map as good as that one, but only time will tell what is in store for us and indeed both of these teams. We do have to send it sadly to a short little break, but yeah, I don't even need to tell you guys not to switch off this channel. You do not want to miss the conclusion of this best of 3. We'll see you in a little bit.
very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBET.
Trying to get the skin of your dream for a long time but can't get it in any way? On our website you have a unique opportunity to get your favorite knife. Users on our site can hand out skins themselves, and participants need to fulfill some simple conditions. For example, watch a video or buy a case on our website. After that, you automatically become a member of the distribution. Go to the user giveaways tab and do what you like. Hellcase.
Want to win AK-47 Legion of Anubis, M4A1S Decimator, or AWP Atheris? Your time has come. Analyze and vote for the tournament outcomes. Earn points, and with dub skins from BO3GG. Don't hesitate. Vote on bo3.gg and claim your award.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you got to do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, shit. Not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.
The champion of champions.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of the CCT podcast.
We've got a ton to talk about, man. There's just so much action.
It feels like it's never ending.
Hey guys, we have another interview for you today. Very special guest, Speedy.
First, the funny thing, they also call me Grandpa in my team because I'm so old.
What are your general thoughts on what might come for the next couple of months of CS2?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a moment to kind of catch our breath and, you know, just really digest everything that has gone on in this game, from an absolute blowout on map 1 to the map of the tournament, and dare I say it, one of the best maps that we've ever seen in a CCT online finals. Now we move forward, we have to look at this decider, and if there was, you know, if you were pushing me for a prediction, please don't. Just please don't.
I'm not going to.
I've absolutely no idea which way this one is going to go, to be honest, because it's been so back and forth. There's been, you know, glimpses of brilliance from both sides, but then there's been the other side of the coin to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen everything so far, right? Everything from a poor performance from G2 on map number 1, Hooksy not getting a single kill, to then pretty much the same thing happening to the Sprout players on map 2 in the first 12 rounds, right? But then they woke up massively. They were able to bounce back. So we've seen, I feel like every single player in the server, maybe bar Slime, we've seen struggle massively and then play really well. Because if we have to drop names there, for example, Hooksy actually played really well in that first half on map 2, right? But then they gone silent. They gone silent again, or went silent again in the second half, which made it even crazier. But yeah, taking a look at G2 being invited to the tournament early doors, I was actually wondering if there's going to be a team to actually challenge them. Well, so far we've seen them get challenged, and so far I feel like their presence here has made this one of the, if not the most interesting CCT Online finals we've had so far. And this is just round 2 of the playoffs. But with that being said, Jack, Anubis, map number 3, and you said I'm not going to ask you for a prediction. I'm just going to ask you, what are your expectations of this map? Do you feel like G2 now, after seeing that they can dominate, but seeing that being dominant in one half doesn't guarantee you the win, are just going to be fully focused? Do you feel like this is going to be another wake-up call for them and we're going to see something even more dominant from them? Or you feel like Sprout are still going to be able to make them work for their money and maybe throw in the upset?
Look, I'll give my opinion when we actually get in there, because I believe we are going to be jumping into our third and final map of this game. It's the decider, and it's up next.
Well, Map number 3 ready to start, ladies and gentlemen. Knife round, of course, standard proceedings, but G2 taking on Sprout. Map number 3 winner goes into the 3rd round of the upper bracket playoffs of the CCT Online Finals 5, and the loser goes down in the elimination bracket. And I hell regret the fact that this is not an arena game and we don't have Banks to scream bring the hype right now.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be really the only thing that this game is missing. Because, well, it has definitely brought the hype. And to answer your question in the pregame, you know, what can I expect? I'm going to be very greedy here. And I'm going to ask for just as good of a game as we've seen on Overpass. I want to see this to be competitive. I want to see it to be a little bit less streaky, though. You know, it is... we did see a lot of dominance, you know, on the CT side of proceedings for both teams. I'd like to see it a little bit more back and forth, because then we'll get a real good game, just a real harsh battle. But Sprout starting out now on this CT side, and G2, let's see what their T side does have in store for us on the pistol. At least bomb is towards B, as the rest of G2 might be ready to fake out some presence over towards A, where currently one Sprout player resides.
Yeah, it's a little bit slower now. Sprout just spread around the map, pretty default-ish. Spooky's now gonna start pressing forward to look for some information. Does he clear out the angle though? Surely even if he gets that kill, there's gonna be the swing, but Hunter realizes he's actually got the bomb, so maybe getting into this fight isn't the best idea ever, and he's gonna back up for now, and this is a lot of information. You've kind of scared the bomb away from the B-bomb side, but G2 are still looking to make this play work out. Hooksy in towards connector, but Sprout have just fallen back, and I like that from Sprout quite a lot, to be fair. They're just playing this one so passively. G2 need to be aware of all the different possibilities, and this is just a ruse, it's just a fake. The bomb is headed back towards A, but Spooky finds another. That's not gonna seal the fake, and Alele with the Julie takes down one more. Nexa finally fights back, but it's a 2 versus 4, and the bomb yet to cross coming in from mid, though. Actually, another Goosh being landed by Nexa. Maybe there is going to be a little bit of a chance if Hunter manages to find something. There still is 30 seconds on the clock, and Hunter, well, never mind, gets double peek. Head taken off the shoulders, and Nexa in a 1 versus 3 for the ace clutch with 25 seconds. Bomb is dropped nearby, but there's just so many angles to be wary of. Surely this is impossible, even though Slime is low on HP, actually. Nexa might be able to get that kill, and he will. Headshot in, and does he hightail it back towards B? That might create a bit of an opening. Still, look at how they're playing it. Hiding behind the pillars, Spooky. It's a spooky surprise in the 3K for the young Swede. And Sprout pick up the pistol round.
Yeah, they haven't lost the pistol round, Ted, funny enough, throughout the whole series. So they will continue.
They picked up the pistol on Overpass, and then they lost the second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single pistol has gone in favor of the Sprout boys. And that one was quite dominant, although Nexa did try his best, but it was just way out of the question, really. No bomb plant means no party for G2 this time around, as they will just have the Glocks. Nico on a Deagle, though, is still a massive threat that needs to be considered, and already rattling off a warning shot, as the Deagle is going to be given over to Nexa to maybe get something done. Surely now we'll just see a pretty slow one, standard approach, to be honest. See if G2 can get anything at all given to them. But the way that Sprout have played, you know, on the previous 2 maps as well, they probably won't give them an inch. They're happy enough to just play in the protocol setup and avoid the pop.
Yeah, absolutely. Just focus on keeping as many players alive as possible. Build up that money foundation early on. It's just a couple unupgraded pistols on the other side. Nexa is the only one on the Deagle. Even though we know how good Nexa used to be back in the day on the Deagle, he's got not 1 or 2 really good Deagle highlights with the G2 jersey, especially back on Dust 2. Dust 2 was, you know, I wasn't the biggest Dust 2 fan, but watching Nexa on it, it was always entertaining.
A little bit more entertaining than this round, I'd say, because it is quite boring the way that it's going, but eventually G2 will have to spring into action, and into action they go. Hooksy comes away with 1 kill with his Glock. If he can find another, that would be great, but he is going to be shut down before he collects anything more. 2-0 Sprout. The response here from G2. We hope to see it.
Yeah. It's a
Hit
good
him on.
start for Spooky as well.
Yeah. He had a
lot
slow
of
one.
multi-kills.
He had a slow one on the beginning of Overpass, but you know, he managed to pull it back massively, especially when they swapped over onto that CT side. I don't think he registered a kill in the first half, but
No,
then
he was 0-13, I believe,
Yeah.
in the first half. Well, not 0-13 in the first half.
0-12, yeah.
0-12, yeah, 0-13 on T sides in total, because he didn't get a single kill on T side in overtime as well. But yeah, 0-12 after the first 12 rounds, so not ideal. He had a bit of a stinky situation going on, but on the CT side, he was able to pick it up. And now he's, after a good start, obviously G2 on their first buy here. On the T side, would be hoping for something similar. For now, just spread around, playing the default. See if there's going to be any aggressive maneuvers coming up from Sprout. They have the double A main setup, but Hooksy's going to try and undo it with some Yuto. Successfully forces them out of position for now.
such a heavy presence from Sprout over towards A here, though. And should the other option be explored by G2, Spooky will be called into action, and judging by the way G2 are moving, I think that might just happen very soon. Hooksy still trying to sell the fake. If he can get fortunate. Oh, Ral's thinking about walking on through, and he will.
Yeah, that's going to be risky. He's getting a lot of information. The rotations need to be instant, though. Spooky's still all alone. And even if Rouse gets that kill, that's not going to make a difference. Oh, but they've rotated in time. I think they've mollied them towards the arches. This is so big. Rouse drops Spooky. Now they know no one else is coming out of connectors. Spooky swings, but doesn't like what he sees. Hunter and Monacy double up and double down, but everyone's rotated back. Analele still has the M4, still has the potential, gets one. Even more going in favor of the CTs, and Monacy has to clutch it up, but there's no more time. Even with this kill going in his favor, Sprout withstand, and they get a third. A 3-0 lead to start it off, and it felt like G2 had everything in the right place. They had all the right pieces. The fake was perfect. The 4-man stack from Sprout towards the A-bomb side, but Rouse realized that he had to get proactive. He realized that he had to play for information. I'm not sure what happened towards B. I think the first player that rotated was actually able to deploy that Molotov to slow them down, but either way, Sprout are able to hold on to a round that they shouldn't have been, arguably. And it's nice to see them being proactive mid-round on the CT side. You realize that CT side Anubis is quite tough to hold, so you gotta go for information plays or stacks. And that's what they did. Now this round doesn't start off that nicely. It's a nice opening kill by Monacy. It was the only rifle, and he's putting it into some good use. And second one, see, shot lines up 3. Oh my goodness gracious. Just like that, he knocks them down, and he's even looking for a fort. This is so crazy. C-Shot with a fort. He might be in for the ace. Switches to the AVP. Sees the final one, and C-Shot has just gotten a highlight of a lifetime. And this is not a good day in the office for G2 Esports. Goodness gracious me. All three of them perfectly lined up for C-Shot, and he was there for the taken. A 1 versus 5 towards middle for the young Paul. And if this is how this map starts, ladies and gents, it's not gonna be a great day in the office for G2. Not that it has been such a swift one, but those are some worrying signs early on. On Anubis, back to the guns we go. AKs across the board. And a bit of a play towards middle. Slime posted on the angle. Flash is good. And he's up with the shot. Analele needs to be careful. Smoke's faded as well. And Hooksy will find the second one. This is much better for G2. They were able to find the openings towards middle last time as well. This time, no multi-kill for Rouse. But Slime maybe with another lineup. Or C-Shot actually. Maybe with another lineup. Doesn't quite work out this time around. And G2 should finally be able to pick up their first round here on the T side. Unless we witness a magical 1 versus 4 from Spooky, but it shouldn't really be happening. He should be just looking for a couple exit kills maybe, but just primarily focused on holding on to his gun. Would be his best option. Unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. Monacy shuts him down. It's a good one for G2, and because of actually how costly those past couple rounds have been for Sprout, it is going to be a bit of a sticky situation that they found themselves in. So even though they were able to get away with a couple, regardless of the crazy individual plays, money is not really where it's supposed to be. Not really where it should be. And a bit of a tactical timeout coming up. Force bite, probably not going to consist of anything different than a couple pistols, armors, at best.
It's always a disaster when you lose one round and your money is just absolutely destroyed like the way Sprout is right now.
You know what, Jack? I'm really sorry about it because obviously you had a technical difficulty, let's say, and you had to miss that play from CJ. But this is one you're gonna see on the replay, and you're gonna go mental. You are gonna go mental. But CJ just pulled off a 1 versus 3, well, a 1v5 actually towards middle, but a 3-man spray down with an M4, and then aced them all alone towards middle against 5 people just 2 rounds ago, which is mad.
So it's great that my PC decided to
get
the, you know, just take that away from me, but
yeah.
Sure, look, we're here now.
Let's just put it that way. PC crashed the way that G2 crashed towards middle. It was pretty much the same story.
Siege out now. Trying to maybe repeat a bit of magic, but Manesi holding with Hooksy is enough to at least confirm that first kill. Now, the SMG has been dealt with. It is only the pistols left in this round here for Sprout. But at least they have the brunt of them here, right? They've got 3 ready and waiting. They could manage to shut down this play. The first one, the second one is good. Analele stops them in their tracks, but an overcommitment into the fight, an overcommitment into the swing. Is Slime going to be overlooked? Sat here behind default, ready and waiting, and now he's upgraded onto an AK. Spots out Manesi. Oh, Slime taken out of the equation, and he needed to be subtracted from this round. As Spooky will try and add 2 more kills to his tally, and maybe the round with it.
Needs to be instant when the first one. When do they turn around? Monesi's already holding for it, but it's going to be the timing, and Spooky might be able to pick up a rifle. They haven't spotted that. He's going to get the first one. Not quite. Spray is a bit off the mark, and Monesi shuts him down. He's still on the board for the tees. A triple for the young gun. And finally, the money of Sprout has been put to rest. So G2 might be able to actually finally get a bit of room to work with. A bit of room to breathe, so to speak. A free round against the pistols should be free, but finally they start building up the momentum. And now you can start having the conversation, obviously. I feel like no matter what happens until the end of the first half, I feel like Sprout are in a good position to be comfortable, right? They're on the CT side. They still have 4 rounds, or they already have 4 rounds, still have a 4-2 lead, soon to be a 4-3 lead, probably. It's been all right, and it feels like that one play by CJ actually gave them a bit of a head start on that map, a bit of a guarantee. Flash is gonna come in next up, good for 1, gets refrag, and oh no, surely no.
Oh, Analele, if he comes away with a killer, that's absolutely huge. Oh, it still might be absolutely monstrous for Sprout. Manesi knows Slime is somewhere towards his left, but he's so worried about CJ's position. He's terrified that he might be creeping around behind him. The elevated angle now going to be given away. Manesi's still so worried, so concerned. Util going to be deployed just to ensure a little bit of safety. But Manesi is feeling relentless pressure right now being applied from what were only USPs at the beginning of this round. With 40 seconds, Sprout, how do they want to approach this? Do they want to stay together or do they want to split? And the issue for Manesi is, I mean, they could be absolutely anywhere right now.
Yeah, this is so tough. He had a good timing, I guess, to get the kill onto CJ when he was turning around towards connector, but he missed that, unfortunately. And now with 15 seconds, he's going to have to start running. There's not enough time for him to just shift his way. And look at CJ's position. This is around that goes in favor of Sprout. every day of the week. There's no way Manessi's going to be ready for that. No way he plans for tempo. Actually, he does. And diligently enough, he's going to get away with a bomb plan. He's given himself a bit of a chance, but CJ holds on. It's another great round for the Polish prodigy, and Sprout get up to 5.
Ooh, that is a stinger for G2. That is gonna hurt so much, man. The USPs, that's all it was. I mean, impressive from Rals, right? To find that opening kill, to pick up the AK, and then he insted the second person. Didn't stand a chance. And that's what you need to do. Of course, with the lack of armor, you know, aim punch is going to be a massive factor. So you need to go and hit that headshot. Exactly what he does. And just give Sprout a really big chance in that round. Exit, we're actually get to see it here. Just Hooksy never, ever stood a chance there.
I have no clue how this is a headshot from CJ to USP, by the way. I don't think you could see the head of the G2 player, but still somehow connects onto it. But hey, it is the magic of the game we all love and adore. And right now, you start getting a little bit worried. Sprout have been able to get 5 rounds. I'm just still thinking about how we've gone here. And it's been on the back of some magic from CJ so far. Speaking of magic, they might have a bit of a magical stack coming up, happening towards the A-bomb side. Smoke's gonna fade any moment now. Hooksy's in a pretty compromised position. Needs to be careful. There's a lot of people on the other side of this, and he wants to get into a fight, and he will take it. That's a great follow-up from Hooksy. Make that a double. Op still in position, but Slime needs to go huge, and he's been spotted. Pressure towards middle as well. C-Shot's been hurt. He's just landing the spam swing through the smoke. It's never gonna work out. Nico shuts him down, and Slime is all alone towards the back of the A-bomb side, and they know that. Surely they just molly him out. They just flash him. They just make him feel uncomfortable. There should be no way he pulls that one off. There's the first one. Surely not a second in line. Finally misses, and Hunter will take him down. Spooky should follow suit. Actually, manages the first one, and it's a 1v2 on the cards now.
Hold your horses, we're not done just yet. Spooky's gonna give this an L bash. HE on top of Manesi, Molly as well. The Opera is gonna be surely forced out of position. He has a smoke, but instead he burns a little bit, and his teammate is going to have him covered. At least that doesn't slip through the cracks for G2. 3 on the board now, continuing to reel Sprout in, but still a little while away. And Sprout could be a little while away from what would feel like a comfortable buy. They'll have 2 rifles in the equation, but that will be the height of it. I feel a little bit bad for Slime here. He was posted on that angle for Hunter, and if he just waited for a millisecond longer, he would have spotted the head and maybe not had to go for that adjustment.
It was doable. He was in a position. They didn't molly him towards the back of Sandwich, so there was a chance for him there, I guess, but didn't work out. Oh, Rouse, he's gonna get mollied up, and it's another opening going in favor of G2, and this is looking a lot better now for the T's. A double opener, B-bomb side in their control. Bomb yet to cross, but you should be able to do that safely any moment now. And this might be the safe call here unless Spooky goes huge. And that's been hurt for sure. First one is low on HP. Spooky still has some potential with this one, but Monacy's been holding the line for quite a while, and this time around, he's gonna get the shot as well. And Alele and Slime, 2 pistols against the world. Against the cold world, and Alele is on a bit of a flank here. Depending on how many kills he gets, actually, this might be doable, but he needs to go huge, and they're just gonna hold for it. Timing's actually good for him. Nico looks away from the angle, but now they've spotted each other. So awkward. Slime manages the first, but then Alele is falling down in the meantime, so the round should be going in favor of G2 any moment now, and I feel like Slime's seen enough. Might as well hold on to your armor, to the Deke, to the kit. Might hope for the bomb to actually give you a gun to work with. A bit of an odd exchange with Monacy. An HE for a couple Deagle shots. Both of them stay alive regardless, and that's going to be 4 on the T side for G2.
You've got your armor though, you've got a kit to play around with. He'll go try and maybe collect a rifle that has maybe fallen in the sight, but that was definitely going to be wishful thinking. We're getting to the business end now, Ted, of this first half. Sprout, they have an advantage, although be it quite slender. And G2 should be able to close the distance in this round. I say that. Slime on a deagle. Call me a dreamer. But surely I'm not the only one.
Nice. Coacher. That's what that was. We haven't seen Dreamer play in a long time, to be fair. I missed him. Hooksy with a good opener towards middle. Make that a good double for him. A lot of space taken. Of course, it's just the pistols on the other side, but at this point, if you're a G2, you're just after any level of comfort that you can get. I mean, even around like that, you're gonna be happy with if it's relatively clean and you're not getting any headaches, because there's been a lot of them so far in this game. And this is good for G2's mental right now. This is good for the confidence. Get a couple clean rounds. Get a taste of what T-side Anubis feels like, right? Because we would expect him to be dominant on it. Of course, it's not like this map has been the bread and butter of G2, but it's not been too terrible either, I feel like. It's all right. Occasionally, they could show up. The last 2 times they played it was actually in Sydney, and those are the only 2 times that they've played it in CS2. And the first time they were able to beat Complexity 13-7. The second time it was the same opponent, but they lost it 8-13. So it hasn't been a terrible map for them. Has been heavily T-sided, though. The majority of their rounds, as a lot of the other teams in the world, they've been able to get on their T-side. So you gotta feel like they at least need to, well, I was gonna say at least win that first half. I realized we're leveled up at 5-5, so at least get 6 rounds. I'd say 7 is where they're gonna be quite all right with it. If it's 6-6, it's not great, but it's doable.
I think they'd be happy with 6. I think they'll be happy with 6. Sprout though, although their lead has been torn to pieces, they are now back on a bye. They can reinstate that lead in just a few moments. Pressure towards middle felt on both sides, more so on Nico's, as he's tagged down just above half HP. Spooky once again being left to his own devices on this B bomb site, and this is going to be a little bit of a faster round here from G2, which could be a massive issue. Smoke down. Does Nico just send it? The answer is yes. He's already through. The T's are all around him as he is ready and waiting, but as he walks through the smoke, Nico, he has that one covered. And Sprout, this is decision time.
Yeah, it is decision time. Maybe now you go for it. And Lele takes down Nico through the smoke, and now you can actually afford to send it into the retake. All 4 CTs coming in from the same position. Utility of plenty, by the way. They can smoke off main, they can smoke off dark, they can molly off the side. They have a lot of nades to go into this one. Flashes need to be perfect. Hooksy fully blinded, not cleared out though. They haven't seen him, now they do. And all the kills go in favor of Sprout. It's just Hunter left. A 1 versus 4, and they know where he is. Spam is good for the first one, but there's plenty of time. They can get the kill. They can get onto the defuse. They should have it, right? Yeah, they have no kid, but the defuse is going to come in. Sprout, make that retake work out.
Yeah, plenty of time left on that one. Once they hear the spam, I love that from Sprout. They just double push. Yeah, Hooksy couldn't really do much about that, to be honest. He was just completely blinded. By the time he came to his senses, luckily for Sprout, there was a player ready to react.
Yeah.
Hooksy really could have killed down both players on his screen.
Saved them in that retake, right?
Massively,
this was the only thing that enabled them to go for it and actually make it look so clean. They just had so many nades to work with.
Once again, Sprout heavy towards A. They will take a lot of control in towards A main here. The molly and smoke though could make things difficult, especially for Analele. He's going to be forced back. He's going to play anti-flash here as well. Holds from the front line, and that is some great support utility on top of the backup that the sheer numbers just provided. Great flash slime. Didn't see that one coming whatsoever. Slow peek from Manesi means that this is going to be a fair fight.
Yeah, they lose their player towards middle as well. And they've been leaving Spooky all alone towards B so many times, by the way, on so many occasions. He's been really stable. But again, they gotta get aggressive towards A. The big problem for G2 is they actually have no vision towards the A-bomb side, so they have to be fairly quick with this one. Otherwise, Sprout might not only rotate a second player back to B to support Hooksy, but they might have, or support Spooky, sorry, but they might have the fast flank in play as well.
Rals. Oh, that was a big kill there. Nico's steps are being heard from a mile away though, and as he tries to sprint over towards A, he will be stopped. Analele still has all this information, but they've nobody on the B site as of right now. 20 seconds, the bomb should go down, and Cjot and Analele, they'll be split.
Cjot closing out the distance. Hunter doesn't want to give him a peek. The angle is not bad for Hooksy, but Cjot manages to get the first one. Now this is on Analele. If he wins that fight onto Hunter, there's big problems. He misses the first couple shots. Hunter towards the back of the side. He's all alone. Analele gets the refrag, and Sprout have done it once again. There's plenty of time for the defuse. It's a 7-5 CT side on Anubis for Sprout, and the miraculous run throughout this game continues.
He collects an AK, hoping to bring it over onto the T side for the pistol, but that's not going to happen. Not like you need it anyway. I mean, so far Sprout have been perfect on pistols, and they'll need to do so again. What a bonus that would be if they're able to take that. But the T side for Sprout, of course, now G2 on the back foot in so many ways. 2 rounds down. They've struggled on the CT side as well. But this is where, on Overpass, we've seen them come to life.
It's so impressive that Sprout have been so solid on Anubis without Wonderful as well, right? Because me and you remember how good they were with him, but it was kind of a case of Wonderful just being outstanding, right? He was dropping 25 and 10 pretty much every single map. But now, even without him, they've looked really good. And that's on the CT side. T side, you gotta favor them. Let's see, the pistol round is quite vital.
Slime. The raid boss in this round, trying to put that P250 to use. Nico and Hooksy, though, are going to stop the brunt of the attack now out from main, and Slime is down as well. G2, this is a solid hold as of right now. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot better for the Sprout Young Guns. Analele doesn't like what he sees on the other side of that Con Peak. And Spooky retreats away. Thinks up next it. Oh, it's 62 HP with no bomb. It lost in the middle of B. Although, we've got a lot of players low on G2. This is still out of the question for now.
I love the little for now that you had in the end of that sentence. This is we've been conditioned by the game so far to expect the unexpected and unexpect the expected and unexpect the unexpected as well. And all of those. Well, Spooky should be going down any moment now. This round goes in favor of G2. 1 for Spooky, but Nico shuts him down. It's 6 on the board now. I guess it's a good start. CT side of Anubis. If you win this game, you could say that you fought for it for sure. It's not the easiest side to play on Anubis. No, you're not in the best position either round-wise, but at least it's a good start. As we pointed out, against Complexity, G2 had one successful run and then another one that didn't end that well, but still did look quite solid against the Cole guys, considering that Complexity has been one of the best teams maybe in CS2 on Anubis in the world.
It's just going to be the pistols now for Sprout. Maybe pop in towards middle or B. I mean, the Glock from long range versus a FAMAS. You're very hopeful if you even connect a bullet. Nico. Now we're going to try and find something, but it's the fake. It's the diversion just out towards mid as the pistols try and run down Hunter and Hooksy. But that was never going to happen. G2 should have a 7th. We should be leveled up in this game.
But have you seen the masterful 1 versus 5 with a Glock from Spooky against August? Me neither.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah. Imagine. Imagine Hooksy doesn't clear him out and Spooky gets 1 kill. Not imagine he wins the round. But yeah, we're leveled up, 7-7. It's all square. Now, at least I feel like the fact that this is not an elimination game makes it a little bit less stressful maybe for both teams. For everyone that's just joining in and wondering, what the hell is going on? How are G2 the number 6th ranked team in the world on the 3rd map against Proud? Well, make sure to rewatch that game because it's been all over the place. But main story is this is a round 2 upper bracket game and the loser will go down in the lower. So they're not going to be out. But still, it's been a game and a half. G2 go for something a little bit more aggressive. CJot fully blinded. Doesn't really stop him from getting the kill though.
That's a great find from Nico though in the meantime. Spamming down that smoke, just knowing exactly where to be spraying. He even went back just to seal the deal and finish the job. Hunter trying to get some information on this jump spot once again, but nothing to be seen as of right now. Because if he did, you would realize he might be in a little bit of trouble. Slime is up close. Oh, there's the hand. And nearly the head of Hunter.
Nearly. But that's opened up a bit of a gap towards middle, and Sprout can actually work out something with this. Nico's going to stay around towards B. Any moment now, he should realize that he's not really needed, and he's going to start making his way back. But again, you can tell that he knows that they had the timing to walk out, and this is a little bit dangerous now for Nexa. He's been left all alone. Now he's going to start hearing the steps, but oh, did they actually want to split B? This might work out really nicely for G2. Nico gets 1. Refract should come through, but it doesn't. It's a great double. He holds the line. And it's just Slime now, and surely you take down those 2 towards mid, trying to get in towards the B bomb side. You realize where Slime's going to come from. Nico any moment now should go for the swing. Might be a double peek from him and Hunter. There it goes. Slime still looking for some damage, but it was just not meant to be. It's a fairly clean one on the defense. Not looking too shabby at the start on the CT side for G2.
No, not at all. Not at all. And we should have maybe a little bit of a set piece out here from Sprout. Some Tech 9s to cause some chaos, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the right time, right? Sometimes, especially when you don't feel like the momentum's on your side, you might need somewhat of a set piece to work out for you. Just a set play with the upgraded pistols in the util. Double smoke, 1 molly, 2 flashes. Looks like an A-pop.
I like this as well. I'm gonna try and hop on through if you can. They are just doing it a little bit slowly.
Yeah. Good news is you still have that player towards middle as well. If CJot catches the right timing, he could be able to cut off one of the rotations, but in order for that to work, he needs his teammates to actually have some success on that initial A take.
Yeah, this angle from Nexa though should be solid enough to at least confirm 1 kill. And maybe a whole lot more, especially if the flash is going to be good. Slime is going to be spotted, and there is the early information before the pop even happens. So util just going to be dumped in the mouth of A main. C-shot though. He's heard Hooksy. Oh, but Hooksy with a massive kill. That could have changed the dynamic of this round completely. And, well, the round does change completely regardless. Sprout, they're going to hightail it over towards B. But once again, util is their enemy. And Lele sprints through that molly and still collects the kill, but doesn't want to go on his endeavors towards B solo. Slime tries to catch a timing, but that was never going to happen. And the IGL sat alone, cowering in the site, unchecked, uncleared, and should be good for the double, and is. G2 survive with 4 once again.
Yeah, it's a solid triple kill by Hooksy. Quite important that once again they're able to keep it clean. You could see how this one actually works out for Sprout if CJot wins that fight, right? If Hooksy goes down in the initial fight, Hunter was all alone, and even though he had done a really good job to hold on to his Molotov for later on, if he gets refract, then he was going to get pinched from 2 different positions, considering that CJot may have came in from B main. That could have been a dangerous round. But thankfully for G2, Hooksy was there to show up. A big triple for the IGL. A 2-round lead, but another buy coming up for Sprout nonetheless.
Oh, look at the aggression here. Nexa, he's pushed all the way deep now. There won't be too much on offer. in terms of sprout bodies in towards canals. They're just going to be happy enough with all this map control. They know that they cannot really be outside A unless they're waiting to explode from the stairs or carpets, but as of right now, Sprout, they know they have to wait out this utility. So they're in quite a horrible situation right now. G2 are just sitting. They don't want to move. They don't want to relinquish this at all, and why would they?
And they have one more smoke after this one, by the way, so they can actually waste a lot of time for Sprout. If Hunter deploys that smoke, they might have to wait until what, 25-30 seconds to start moving forward, which is going to be a little bit disappointing. Molotov towards carpets. There's the re-smoke. Sprout needs to get a move on. Eventually, they will have to disrespect the nades. They can't just keep waiting. Oh my god.
You have to respect that one, though. Can't really send it through a Molotov.
And now they fall back. This is so awful for Sprout. They just wasted 1 minute 20 waiting behind the nades, and they're not gonna find anything. This is so awkward. G2 are gonna have all their players posted on the bomb sites.
Oh, this is great, though. This will pull a rotation at least. They'll head back over towards A, but Nexus hearing the steps from a mile away. HE just to try and slow them down. Manesi there with the AWP to fight from the front line, and well,
No
9 seconds. They find both kills, and Nico, he's too far away to do anything right now. Tries to get a whole lot closer. Takes Rals down with his efforts. We have a 3v3. Nico continuing to push forward. Huxi has arrived to output the damage and take another player out of this equation, but Slime, AWP in hand, clears his flank for a moment, needs to worry about his front, and he connects on one, but not the second. The cousins demolish him as Seja, no stranger to a highlight play. The bomb only tapped, realizing that he's off it. Nico back turned, he will take him down, but Huxi has the time, has the defuse, and has double figures for G2.
It's absolutely impossible for Sprout to keep winning those rounds, man. And if that one went their way, that would have been absolutely ludicrous. G2 just had all the control in the world. They just gained early canals control. They keep them at bay with the util for such a long time. They re-smoked them 4 times towards the stairs. Mollied carpets on 25 seconds. And Sprout are still so close to making this one. A round that goes in their favor, but still. Huxi holds on with another massive refrag. 18 and 11. Feels like day and night when you compare to his performance on Mirage. Huxi has really been able to find his form, especially with some of the impact. And speaking of the devil, another opening kill for him.
Another opener, and he's really stepped up his game, hasn't he, from map 1?
Yeah, impact-wise as well. It maybe doesn't look like the craziest numbers, but impact-wise, he's been really good.
Seja, trying to escape. If he would be so lucky, he does get away with his life. But Analele has been found out by the op of Manesi once again. Manesi, does he want a little bit more? They're still respecting Sprout a lot. They don't want to give them an avenue to exploit to get back into this round, but G2, they haven't put a foot wrong on their CT side, and Hunter now trying to set his sights on his prey. Goes the wrong way for now. Huxi getting a whole lot closer. C-shot, that's a big kill to find. That maybe gives you a chance in the round. 2 players on that A site as of right now, and a lot of pressure going down. Where does the bomb want to go? They still have a choice to make here, and it is just in towards this site. They have to go 20 seconds. You need to find the kills off angle from Nico and Nexa now to just play around with. There's 1, there's 2, there's the bomb, and Slime now at least collects that kill. There's a smoke maybe to open up the distance. Does he want to peek into Manesi? He wants to run at him. He finds that kill up in hand. There's just no time. Throws the bomb away in disgust. He tried his best, but his best this time around not good enough.
Yeah, what a nice try. He didn't realize there was no time, right? This is the only logical explanation, because he had enough time to pick up the bomb and sprint for the bomb side, but I think he realized that they were never gonna let him plant that, right? It's a 1 versus 2. Monesi's up close on the other side of the smoke. So as soon as he probably starts running back to the bomb site, the Oprah's just gonna chase him down. Still, great effort, but a good hold from G2. And I feel like with those rounds starting to go in favor of G2, Sprout, they can start getting a little bit worried. You're on the T side, yes. You're expected to win more rounds, but G2 so far haven't really looked uncomfortable on the defensive side of things. Usually you'd see teams being kind of like, you feel like a fish in a barrel pretty much on the CT side, right? There's nowhere to go, but G2 have been so good at finding those opening kills and eventually being able to control the rounds really nicely on the back of some mid-round aggressive plays as well.
They're expected to win some rounds. They're expected to win a round on the T side, which is something that Sprout have been unable to do. And this is as good a time as ever to hit a little purple patch.
Yep. Would be. Someone needs to go huge. Whether it's going to be C-Shot, Slime, and Lele, Spook, Rouse, whoever it is, and Lele picks up the slack for the first one. Eco goes down. Next up, all alone towards the bomb side, and Hooksy's falling towards middle as well. Every single kill going in favor of Sprout, and is just next to left. A miraculous play needed, and they're going to clear him out for sure. They know he's the A player. They know he's alive. There's one. There's two. Nearly a third. But Spook finally gets the refrag, but wait a second. Hunter, not in a bad position. Doesn't quite get the second, though. Maybe if he wins that fight against Rouse, you'd give him a chance in the 1 versus 1. But Sprout, hold on. And there you have it. 8 on the T side, finally.
Now, let me just play devil's advocate here for G2. They lose this round. Money is in the bin. Completely. They call attack, have a little bit of a discussion. Sprout are actually not in a horrible position to maybe complete the comeback and maybe push themselves into taking this one in regulation. I know, might look a little bit far away, but I assure you, it's not really. All it takes is this round, and then there might be just a big switch, a big swing that Sprout are able to capitalize on.
Yeah, and this round isn't going to be ideal for G2 money-wise, purchase-wise. You look at the buy, there should be an M4 dropped in spawn for Hunter, or at least the Famous. Oh no, never mind. He's going to be on a 5-7. Okay, so they have a double 5-7. Oh, 2 M4s, 5 smokes, 2 Molotovs, and not a single defuse kit. There could be an avenue back for Sprout here. This is the round. Arguably the most important round of the series so far, and we've had a lot of important rounds.
None as important as this one. Molly, Hunter burns a little bit, being forced back as Sprout try and fight for control of A and B simultaneously. At least just take away some of that map from G2. But Hunter, he's going to get close here, drop another smoke, delay even further. But Sprout are getting set up, and any moment now the pop and the split should come true. Will this defense hold? And well, I say a defense, it's Hunter and Hunter alone.
Yeah, 1 Molotov to work with as well. This is a perfect call if Sprout decides to go for it. And Ross is diligent enough to make sure that there's no aggressive maneuvers towards A right now. They just need to go. They gotta commit now. They realize they have the right timing. Hunter is gonna deploy that Molotov, but this is just one avenue of the attack. Modesty has rotated in time, manages to get the first one through the smoke, and X actually picks up Spook on the flank. C-Shot needs to find the refrags. This take is falling apart for Sprout. They need to find something. Bump will go down. Barals needs to hold on. Nico's just holding in case he wants to swing. This is going to be such an uncomfortable hold now for the T's.
So uncomfortable. And G2, they're looming right now, ready to get into the bomb site. Rals now needs to find this double, unsuccessful, but Slime with that AWP gives them at least a chance. A small breath drawn maybe for the op to hold the scope, but Hunter, not his weapon of choice, but he will make do, and G2 make 12.
That's actually such a clean retake considering what they had going into this one, right? You have one player on a pistol. You have no utility whatsoever bar the one smoke that I even think that they didn't have, actually. They picked it up from someone from Sprout, or they didn't use it either way. Not a single flash, not a single Molotov, no nades with an AVP on the other side. If Rouse actually holds on and gets a double in towards Connector, this is an entirely different round, but G2 is still able to get 12 on the board regardless. 4 consecutive map and match points. It's been a cold day in hell once again for G2, but they might actually get away this time around.
They've got enough chances. This one as good as any. Over Hunter already feeling the heat. Bullet catches him in the side. Brings him down to just under half. This Nexa wants to try and change up the position here. That HE I thought was going to be on the money, but in the end not. And is this execute going to be on the money? Nexa completely alone as of right now, as Nico has to swing through to try and help his teammate, but Rouse with a double with the Mach 10 from long range, making it look so easy. CJ with the flank once, just one. He doesn't need any more. He stopped it. He's cut off the rotation of one player, and Hunter and Hooksy, it's curtains on this round.
Yeah, it's a really good take. I like the fact that they go back to what worked previously. The A hits so far with the late mid presence have been prolific. The one change that we witnessed this time around though is that Sprout weren't that aggressive towards middle, right? They let CJ just be that standard one guy that's cutting off rotations. And so far those A takes, whenever they've went for them, have been, well, I guess I don't want to say primarily focused on middle, but at least 2 people have been sent towards middle or were sent towards middle in the previous rounds. Now they switch it up. Oh, Slime. That's got a bit of a timing. Does he get a second? Not quite. Hunter will surely go down. And yeah, Rouse gets that M4 out of his hands. So this game is not over yet. I mean, you look at the money situation for G2. It's not great. And coming back to it, Sprout, I feel like in the previous round, they tried to switch it up because A has been working out so much for them. That's why in the weaker buy, maybe it made a lot of sense to go B, because you would expect G2 to put more numbers on A, right? Because this is where they've been struggling. But now they go back to what was working, a little bit more passive from CJ, great execution. And now you've made G2 think about it once again. Money is not great. They go into a tactical timeout. If they force up here, which they have to go for, they don't really have that much of a choice, and they lose it, you're looking at 12-10, potentially 12-11 because they'd have to eco after that. And technically, G2 are just one proper buy round away from overtime.
It's a game of margins, and the margin for error of G2 right now is just so slim. So slim.
It's a game of blood pressure, and I can tell you that my blood pressure is not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Gonna reach a boiling point somehow, some way. Will this now boil over into another round for Sprout? Spooky once again, not giving Hunter a moment's rest towards Con, is he? Every round just applying that pressure, whether it be util, little bits of spam. Just a headache always to be considered. Next up might have a headache in a few moments with the amount of flashes they're going to rain in on this execute once again. They go towards A.
Yeah, once again, Nexa, that's the anchor. We had a bit of a chit-chat about it at the start of the game. He's trying to just fit in JKS's roles, but that's never going to be an easy job, right? He's just not used to those. As an IGO even, he's always been a bit more mid-centric on the CT side. He's always been giving himself some better roles where he gets a little bit more action, but now suddenly there's so much responsibility on your shoulders, and you don't see anyone for 5 rounds, and then as soon as you see one, you just get insta-deleted. It's not easy to actually just switch to being an anchor and not being the IGO anymore. Uxie goes down early on. Nice Molotov to slow them down for now. Nico's going to get into position, and G2 actually have the right idea. They're rotating everyone back, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, they need to stop at least the first player in. Nico looking for the head. Rals is... they're running out of time here. Next to with a double. Rals needs to go absolutely huge, and he has. He's found 3. Hunter, the last man standing, and he's just about standing. He's extremely low. C-Shot takes him down from behind. Sprout survive a scare.
Oh my goodness, what a double that was from Nexa. We were just holding, well, having a conversation about how tough it is to get put into that type of a position and perform from the get-go. Nexa goes absolutely huge in this round. MP9, double kill, sets his team up so nicely for this round to go their way. They're lined up for him. Barals with a big triple once again is the in-game leader, leading by example. And what an important moment to do so. Money is gone for G2. Is absolutely demolished. And Sprout might be up to 11. We might be going into yet another overtime here.
I don't know. I don't know if my heart can take it, man. I really don't.
At least now I have an explanation of why I'm bold at 22.
And you're not even playing. You're just watching it.
Yep. It is what it is. It's been a long day for both those teams, and it's all gonna come down to this. 24 rounds of action on Anubis. It all started with a walk in the park for Sprout. A 13-3 shocking victory on the map pick of G2 on Mirage. Then an 11-1 lead for G2 on Overpass, nearly collapsing right in front of their eyes. Still a victory in overtime. And it all comes down to this. 12-11. G2 fighting for a 2-1 victory here to keep it on. Keep on going through the upper bracket. And Sprout doing their best for an overtime.
Doing their damnedest. Manesi starts it off extremely well. Slime, who has held his own against Manesi throughout the series, this time comes up short. And how do Sprout react here? You're down a man. That's a big problem. He's one of your heavy hitters. Raz has been spotted. He's been cleared. Checked. Deleted. And a 3v5. And you're relying on what makes up some of the youngest players in your team. Of course, Ral's offering some information from beyond the grave. Hooksy just playing for that information, and he will get it.
Smoking towards tempo. Just make sure you're not giving them anything right now. Sprout have 50 seconds to work with, but that's not too much time. Nexa just playing the off angle for now. He's got the support of 2 more people nearby that A-bomb site. Spook still in towards connector. They're spread around. They're just hoping that G2 give them something to work with, but they're not moving a muscle.
They don't need to. They can just batten down the hatches on both sites, and Hooksy, he might discover the bomb here. Oh, and Lele. A kill, a much needed one to keep them in the round, but now Hunter, he's got his sights set, he's ready and waiting, but Analele once again wins another. Manesi misses, and Manesi falls. Sprout, they might have just done it. A 3v5 overturned at the very last moment, but Nexa, the new boy, under so much scrutiny, under the microscope from the CS community for the pickup, now could deliver in the early moments of his reignited G2 career. Taps the bomb, looks
Surely
towards
not.
main. Surely Spooky now getting on the angle, finds the headshot, and Nexa cannot do enough. Sprout, the young guns, save the day.
There's no bloody way in hell that Sprout actually pulled this one off. Everything collapsed for G2. It started off so nicely. A double opening. Manesi picks up one at the start. Nico shuts down Rouse. It's a 5 versus 3. Hooksy spots the bomb. They run into the stacked bomb side. That one shot from the AVP is gonna hurt. And C-Shot drops Nico in the meantime as well. You can't really fault Nexa. He is the last one to blame. A 1 versus 3 clutch in a round like that. G2 should have closed it here. And now if they lose it, this is going to be the round that they go back to. Sprout are not going down. They refuse to give it up. This game is just, it's complete carnage. It's complete madness. Good bloody morning on a Sunday to everyone. How's your day been?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I can definitely think of worse ways to spend my Sunday morning than watching this.
It's not even a Sunday morning anymore because the
Yeah,
game's
I know,
been so long.
Yeah, it's gone on for quite a while, but man, I'm loving every second of it.
This game is just pure insanity. Now we have a little bit of a short pause after those 24 rounds before we get back into the swing of things, because obviously the players need to relax for a couple seconds themselves. But we are gonna stay here. Any moment now we should resume proceedings. But this is absolutely crazy. It's been a long day in the office for both those teams. Started around what, 3 hours ago?
Yeah, a little over 3 hours ago, yeah. I think it's just gone over 3 hours now.
Yeah, and we're getting into overtime number 2 of the series now. For everyone at home that's curious, the winner of this one is actually gonna proceed into the upper bracket semifinals to face off against the winner of Saw and Aurora, which is going to be our second game of the day. And the loser of this one, oh, poor Zero Tenacity. Yeah, the loser of this one is going to be playing Zero Tenacity in the lower bracket. And if you're Zero Tenacity and you're watching this game right now, what do you make of it? Do you really feel like there is a more favorable draw? I don't think so. But with that being said, we are ready to keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 25 on Anubis. G2 are so close to taking this one over the line, but Sprout said no, and they keep on fighting. Overtime number 1 is on the go.
Well, take your seats. We hope you're ready. I want to say fasten your seatbelts as well, because this is going to be an absolute roller coaster, surely. Oh, it's a contact walk through main. Hunter was ready for it, though. Oh, but back turn to Spooky. There's a chance now for Sprout. Did he want to continue to push into the site? A failed smoke, and actually Spooky has now caused a problem for himself. It's a risk if he wants to walk through it. And Hooksy holding the other side. The cancel called. But look at Nexa.
Oh my. He's been so passive towards A throughout this entire game as well. How can you expect that? Minute 5 on the clock. He's already in T-spawn. Coming in from behind. It was a 1-for-1. You would usually favor the T's in that type of a position, but Nexa is just so prolific right now. He can drop the bomb. Oh, this is so big. Needs to get the first one. Needs the second on the Lele. Turns around and gets the refract. Spook going for a bit of a jiggle. He spotted out Hooksy, but doesn't really want to give him the fight. Not for now. He's going to wait for his teammates to group up as well. Slime needs to be careful. Doesn't get spotted. Not for now. Finally, Nico will take him down. Spook picks up one in the meantime, but it's double for Nico, and it's a 1-for-1. And Alele, I wonder, did he spot out Monacy? Apparently not. He's going to stick it, and that's going to give enough time to the young Op to get close on the angle and get that kill. It's 13 G2. They strike first in overtime.
He made sure, didn't he? He didn't want to miss that one. It was Nico, really, to come in and get them back in control of that one. And that's what you need to rely on, right? It's the experience of your star players not being afraid. Comes in, claims 2, and just always had full faith in Vanessa to get that one done. A response needed from Sprout. You don't want to let G2 really run away with this first half of overtime.
No, not quite. And at this point, I'm not even sure if Anubis is a T-sided map anymore. I mean, this game has been all over the place. It feels like anything's possible. You might as well see both teams just get 3 rounds on CT side and this get into a quad overtime here. Not gonna be a massive surprise. Now, the setup doesn't look too bad for G2 over towards the A-bomb side. It's a pretty standard one. Next is not playing anti, though. He should be the one to try and dodge those flashes if they come in. Odyssey posted on the deeper angle. There's the first flash to just try and bait out some type of a reaction. And it is looking like a potential A split here for Sprout. Some hefty presence towards middle as well in the form of C-Shot and an Alele, but the initial nades towards A are going to come in any moment now.
Good molly from Vanessa there. Nexa has backup this time around, and as you said, towards middle, they've got a quick rotation in Nico should they need it, but he's just going to make sure that that split doesn't happen. Rals, he's past Nexa, who's in the smoke and in the backline once again, causing problems for Sprout. Analele and Slime have to recover the bomb and try and recover the round, but it's just so far out of reach. They know that one is towards middle. They can make an assumption about Slime's whereabouts as well. And G2, they should have 14 locked in, and with that kill, it's confirmed.
What a hold by Nexa. What a triple kill for him. Switching to being the anchor for, well, a team that he's not used to anchoring for. Not at all. And he provides, he delivers when you need him the most. It hasn't been the best of performances. It hasn't been the most terrible day for him either, but this round was great. A triple kill for him, holds the line. m0NESY there to support for the final one. G2 get up to 14. And you gotta feel like Sprout need at least one here on the T side to stay competitive.
At least, man, at least one here. And even then, I don't know if it's going to be enough. I'm just not sure. But that's a great way to start it, and it's Slime. He had gone quiet for a little bit. But is he going to be the difference maker? The difference maker in a round that Sprout needed the most. But it's both ops firing on both sides of the map. Analele holding for the aggression, and Eco, he will go down, and C-Shot has crunched upon Hooksy. And Sprout might have just stumbled upon that T round that they so require.
If Nexa gets that kill, there actually is a bit of a chance he's going to overlook the angle completely. C-Shot takes him down. It's a 1 versus 4 required by Mr. m0NESY on the ult. Now on the AK. It's going to be the ace clutch as well if he pulls it off. There goes the smoke, flash, nade, ooh, combo, lives the smoke up, manages to find one more. And suddenly, this is on. It's a 1 versus 2 on Analele. He's been baited by the steps. m0NESY, he's played this one so well. And this is a complete disaster. Spook would have probably gotten the refrag regardless, even if the mouse doesn't let m0NESY down there. But it's going to be at least a 13 here for Sprout in the end of their T side.
Yeah, look, okay, that's the kind of silver lining behind it. All right, it's a massive misplay at the most unfortunate of times, going and scrolling. But yeah, I think that round was pretty much locked in regardless. Spooky was trading that every day of the week. I don't know, unless m0NESY just pivots and destroys Spooky, that was never going to happen. But
yeah.
Still, advantage does side with G2 Esports. 14-13, Sprout now back on the CT side, which they look comfortable enough. But still, G2, surely the momentum has to be in their favor.
Yeah, especially with the lead now. 14-13, going on to the T side. Yes, both teams did struggle on their T side. Well, we say struggle. They were both able to get away with only 5 rounds on their T sides, respectively, as far as I remember. So you would have to favor the CTs, but so far this game has been absolutely crazy. And maybe this is where G2 actually start making it go in the direction that it's supposed to go on paper. Let's see, Analele being a little bit more passive towards middle early on, but G2 forcing the issue. A lot of nades. Tempo smoking, a couple Molotovs as well. Counter Yuto coming up. And the ops posted, but actually takes the shot in the perfect timing. Slime with a great opening. Hooksy goes down. Ross needs to hold on, but Hunter and Nico shut them down. And G2 are back in action, but Slime hasn't said his final word.
Oh, he still has a lot to say, this young gun, this young AWP, and he might have a battle versus m0NESY right now. Tags him on the fadeaway. The leg will not be enough to confirm the kill. And now opts for the AK moving forward. The spray is messy, but Nexa has been spotted. A traffic jam just beyond the smoke. And Slime, he confirms it, but Hunter, will he be overlooked? They try and jump over him. m0NESY still in this round, and still hitting shots left, right, and center. m0NESY with the 1 versus 2 to clutch up massively.
What a moment for him to step it up. We've been signing the praises of Slime so far. We've been bigging him up. We've been hyping him up. Slime's been spectacular, but there is another young prodigy in the server. There is the baby gold. When you need him the most. What a second shot from m0NESY. This is when you need him. This is what you expect from him, and he delivers when you need him the most.
Oh, is this going to be just a switch up a tempo here? RG2 going to try and go quickly. m0NESY, the tag will not be enough. Slime this time finishes what he started, and a great flick onto Nico as well. Huxi tries to get his team back into the swing of things.
Oh. Nexa. On the other side of the smoke, Rouse. Still alone towards A. If he falls down, that might be a little bit of an issue. Sprout needs to start rotating people back, and you can see that Slime's on the long route through CT, but Huxi takes Rouse down, and this could be the beginning of the end. Slime with the AVP finally misses a shot. Hunter still towards middle. He hasn't actually heard anything. They have no idea that C-Shot is coming in from behind. This could be a disaster. They need to get that kill. C-Shot with one. Nexa gets the refract, and Hunter is such a good position. This timing is impossible. Spook, he can just drop down. He can drop the bomb. There's no way they're expecting him. He's dropped the bomb. Hunter doesn't realize it. He's completely bamboozled, flabbergasted. How has this happened? He's gonna get the one. Bomb still dropped. But Slime is in a great position to deny. Hunter drops down. Is he ready? He's gonna try and hightail it, but Slime doesn't miss. It's a triple for him, and Sprout stay alive.
The amount of timings and ridiculous moments in that round were too many to count of what actually went on. And just for a small, slim moment, you thought G2 were going to be able to close it out, but Hunter missing that timing really just was the thorn in their side. And G2, they will call another tactical pause. They'll have a discussion. They do not want to see the other side of this OT unless it results in a victory. But Sprout, they have fought so hard today, regardless of whatever way this round goes. Nobody expected Sprout to be in this position, but now they still have a chance to stay alive, to stay in the upper bracket, and still can break the hearts of G2.
The mental fortitude, the mentality of this team is absolutely crazy. The amount of times we've seen them bounce back when it should have been over is absolutely crazy. And this time Slime finally gets punished. Leg shot landed, but he wasn't ready for Nexa. And this might be Nexa's moment. Might be where he actually picks up the reins once again and leads the team. Not as the captain, but as a rifler. A 5 versus 4 man advantage. Huxi's low on HP, but G2 are in a great position to try and close it out. They had one 5 versus 3 in regulation. Let's see if a 5v4 will do it.
So patient. Waiting for the right moment to strike. And B is going to be the answer. And Sprout, now, they see nothing, they hear nothing, they need information. They cannot afford to leave Spooky on an island. And they will be joining him.
Yeah, he's still alone though. Smoke's coming up. Rotations need to be quick. And Lele goes for the peak. They've spotted him out. Huxi should be going down. He was the one on low HP. Nexa looking for the refract. Gets the peak. Waits for the flashes. Waits for the nades. Hunter takes down Spook. One more goes down. One more bites the dust. Nico's gonna try and plant the bomb. Nexa with another. Modesty with the kill onto Analele. And surely this is where it ends for Sprout. It's a 1 versus 4 needed for C-Shot. But this surely is going to be out of reach. It's been a magnificent day for Sprout so far, but G2 Esports finally closed this out. The toughest G2 win we've seen in a long time, but they managed to make it work after 2 overtimes on 2 consecutive maps.
They make it work. That's the main thing. They make it work. But man, we've been just given and graced and gifted, really, one of the games of the tournament so far, and it's only in round 2 of the upper bracket, man. We were expecting Sprout, you know, to at least make a good account of themselves. Were we expecting them to, you know, be able to cause that many problems for G2? And the answer simply is no. I think they played incredible. They showed a lot of, you know, mental fortitude to come back and even, you know, forced you know, G2 into a sticky situation where there mightn't have been a possibility for a map 3, but they managed to just steal the show, to be honest. They've won a lot of hearts, and you know, definitely a lot of people are going to be keeping an eye on them now. As for G2, a map one to forget about. They recover, but just about.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a clean day in the office for G2 nonetheless, and all of us saw that. Still, they're able to make it work. Sprout are going to be going down that lower bracket, and actually, that's my mistake. Apparently, they're going to be playing. Up against the Red Canids.
Yeah,
we're not necessarily sure on this one. I advise you to stay updated, because on HLTV it says they're going to be playing 0 10.
HLTV
so it might
is
be
wrong though. So yeah, it's
okay.
That is correct. Red Canids.
Okay, it is the Red Canids they're going to be playing up against. So either way, I feel like Sprout can be happy. Look, man, that was a crazy game. I feel like I've just run a marathon, and we've just watched the best of 3 of CS on a Sunday. But it's been a crazy one. But it's just the first one out of 4 that we have today, Jack. So unfortunately, we're going to have to send it into a short little break because we're a little bit behind schedule because of how crazy that series was. But make sure you don't miss out the next one because we expect it to be as interesting. Well, I actually feel quite uneasy